Hello, everyone. How are you today? Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. Get in here. Get on in here. I gave 2 hours notice. I should have gave out plenty of, somebody called me. Plenty of notice to everybody. Get in here. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. Turn on that bottom ticker there. There we go. Give you guys a couple minutes to get in here. Hello, Jewel. Welcome. How you doing today? Hey, we're going to get that. I was talking to Hyphy in there, so we're going to get those chat rooms going, okay? So get those different, I like to get those different perspectives of certain things, so that'd be awesome. So thank you for the idea. What's up, Mark? Welcome. Get in here. We're going to go. I'm going to wait for about 3 minutes, and we're about 1.5 minutes in right now. So good. Get on in here. I'm doing back-to-backs because that's what I feel like doing. When it comes to me, I like sharing with you guys. So we've been having some good conversations inside of the Discord server. So it's been some nice stuff going on in there. There's a good who did that? Jaws 2003. He added the car industry, what they're doing, the things that they're doing. That was a really good article. Really good video, actually. I enjoyed that one. All right, you guys, we got about 1 more minute before we get started. So about 45 more seconds. Welcome, everybody. What's up, Queen of the South? Hello. SMD family walking in saying hello to everybody. I love it, man. I really do like that. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome right there. All right, we're going to get started here in about 20 seconds. Does everybody walk up in the room? All right. She said, finally a day off. All right. Welcome, everybody. If you're new to the channel, thank you for being part of the SMD family, the Savings Minus Debt family. Thank you. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. The debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt, and it's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life until I became debt-free. Now I realize what it feels like to be free. You know, I didn't realize I was in debt the first 40 years of my life until I got out of debt. That means paid off everything. And now I know what true freedom is like. So now what I've been doing now is been trying to express that freedom by showing the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches are things that don't make mathematical sense, but yet people still keep doing them. They keep saying certain things, like people calling themselves homeowners while they have mortgages, or saying they got a car on sale while financing it for 84 months, right? Nobody gets a finance car on sale, but these are things people say in the debt matrix, but they say it like that because they don't know that they're saying it, right? So what I do is show them mathematically and say, hey, you know, if the sale price of this car is $20,000, but after 84 months, it's going to be this. It's going to be this much according to your contract. So now I show them with mathematics to say, that's the price you're going to pay, not the sale price that you saw. Then they're like, oh, okay. And then people just kind of wake up and see how easy it is. That's what I do in everything I do. So today, this is more of I've been starting to receive more and more questions about what should I do financially in a pandemic. I've been getting more and more questions, right? And I wanted to open this one up so people can ask those questions here, because when you're in debt, you feel like it's just you, right? You feel like it's you messed up. You should have did this. I should have left that job. I should have made more money or whatever, right? You think it's just you, and you don't look at it as a whole, because you got to remember all of this wouldn't all of this wouldn't work. The economy wouldn't work if everybody didn't participate in it, right? And the way everybody must participate in it is taxes. That taxes force people to participate in the whole system, right? Because if taxes were enforced, if you couldn't go to prison for tax evasion, people would just say, oh, it's just me. I'm not going to pay taxes and I'm just keep all the money. And then if everybody kept all the money, it wouldn't work. So this forces people into the system, right? I'm going to teach you how it works within it and outside of it. Okay. So if there's any questions, I want you guys to ask me questions in there. I wrote down a few things here that I'm gonna talk about, but in the bigger picture, I want you to think about all those things that might make you fearful right now. Like you think you're going to lose everything. You don't know what you're going to do with another job. There's a way out. Everything you're thinking of right now, there's an opposite. Everything has an opposite. I want you to understand. So no matter your predicament, no matter your situation, there is a way out. Okay. But you got to realize that, you got to realize that you're in debt. And the easiest way to do that is add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, this is going to be a large negative number. Yes, including your student loans. Yes, including your mortgages, right? It's going to be a large negative number. All you have to do is believe it, right? And if you still don't believe it, you got to think to yourself, if you punch these numbers in your own calculator using your own eyes, right? And then it comes out to be a large negative number and you still don't believe it, you got to ask yourself, how come I don't believe my own math that I'm doing with my own eyes? How come I don't believe it? That's what you got to ask yourself, because mathematical science is exact. That means it's never wrong. Okay. Just always remember that. Okay. Queen of South says, should we pay off as much debt as possible right now? No. Nope. Save your money. Now, there's twofold right now. There's two reasons why I'm saying that is this. First, the economy is so shaky right now. This is just the beginning. People don't really see what's coming. I do. It's obvious to me. I don't pay attention to numbers and stuff on TV. I just pay attention to people's behavior. You got to think, there's millions of people out of jobs right now. That means there's millions of people not working, and there's millions of people that are not paying their mortgages and stuff like that. That means a lot of houses are about to get foreclosed on. That's an economic crash. That's the majority. See, so when you see stuff like that, you got to think to yourself, what could possibly happen because that's going to be really, really big. What could possibly happen during that time? You really have no idea what's going to happen. When I still think about it right now, I think, okay, the housing crash, what's going to happen when people go back to work and they're not going to even be making the amount of money they did work for once before. It's just plus the people that have taken 20% pay cuts, still working the same hours, and they're going to think, since businesses are open, they think they should get that 20% back, when in reality they're not going to get it back, because business will not change. It's still going to be horrible because of social distancing. It's so much bigger. Save your money. Hang on to your money, stack your dough. And then if this miraculously turned around, right? You have all that money to say, okay, I have this amount of money to just wipe out my debt. So still stack your money, save your money, keep it. Something go bad, you have a stack of money. Things go good, you have a stack of money to pay off your debt. Either way, save your money. Because right now, nobody really knows what's going to happen right now. Nobody. Yeah, it's a lot of uncertainty right now because from the outside perspective looking in, there's a lot of scared people in debt right now. And I think about if this was 2008 when I was in debt and it was right now, I'm gonna tell you guys, I would be scared. I would, because I wouldn't know what I could do right now. I wrote that down too, didn't I? Yeah. I wouldn't know what to do. Had I been like, say like this, had I had a mortgage, been working at my job for like 15, 20 years, 3 kids, wife, two car payments, mortgage, no money in the bank because I financed everything, right? And then something like this hits and they just said, sorry, you're laid off. I have no idea what I would have done. I have no idea. I don't. I would have been terrified. I would have been totally terrified. Like right now, I'm not because I'm not in debt. Oh, okay. It's just, okay, that's doing that. This is how I look at things now. This is doing that. This causes that. Okay, when people do this, when they put in money, people will do this. And then when they take it away, people will do that. That's how I look at money now. The actual physical currency is irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant. It's just the way people move. So right now, the best, I keep saying, anybody coming into the room, right now is the best time to save your money. Shout out to Life for Business for the $5 super chat. Make more money. Everything is going to be on sale soon. Then it's time to invest pretty soon. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Right now, it's a lot of scared people because nobody's ever experienced this in life ever. Nobody this century. Nobody this century. This right now, what's happening right now will never happen again. So you either can there's a good side to this. There is a good side to this. The good side is you cannot be in debt to see it. You cannot be in debt to see the good side of what's going on right now. You can't. Quinn of the South says, what do you think about businesses opening in Georgia? Oh, Florida. Are people collecting unemployment in those states? That I don't know. But on the bigger picture of that, Queen, those are people that are in debt. This is why I say those are people in debt, right? They know the businesses closed because of the coronavirus was killing people, right? They were killing. It's killing. Oh, and nobody's closed down business. Coronavirus. Everybody pretty much understood that, right? Oh, that's right. Okay, I don't want to die. So then they stop, right? Give it a month later, not barely a month. Now people are complaining. Hey, reopen businesses. But what about the coronavirus? Well, it's still out there. Now you don't care. Now they don't care about the coronavirus. See, things like that. You look at things. This is how I look at things. Things that don't make sense. Those are the things I focus in on. Okay, you don't care about you cared about a killer virus before, but now that you're running out of money, now you don't care about the coronavirus. Those people care about money more than life itself. And to me personally, what else I see, I believe that's kind of selfish, because if these people can go and open businesses, usually they have families, knowing that they can contract this virus, bring it home and give it to other family members. I think that's unfair, but hey, whatever. That's my personal feeling. And you know what? That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. I should have even added that, honestly, but that's why you can tell people are in debt, because if you had money and knowing that there was a killer virus out there, you would say, no, I'll wait to the vaccine. I'll wait to something. But those people believe, and I said this last night, those people believe they need to get back to work to make money, thinking that they're going to make the same amount of money before the virus. There is no business as usual in a pandemic. There is no business as usual. So they're going to go there. They're going to see they're not going to make the money. Then they're going to start protesting against social distancing, saying that's causing it. That's causing it. And then they're going to protest. And then the people, the local governments are going to cave. And then they're going to take away the social distancing. And then that's when it's going to spread. And then they're going to go lockdown. But I look at those are test cases. You watch. Lemon for Life. Shout out to Lemon for Life for the $2 super chat. To LJ and the SMD family, thank you very much. Queen of the South says, my house is paid off. Ooh, man. I have no idea what that feels like, but I will one day. And I don't know, and Queen of the South, I don't know if you looked at it this way before, but this is how I want you to look at a paid off house. There are trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. Trillions. That's millions of people, millions that believe they're homeowners. And you actually are a homeowner. You are financially ahead of all those millions of people with mortgages that simply believe they're a homeowner, and you are actually a homeowner. See what I'm saying? So congratulations. What's up, Jewel? Jewel says, is it possible for the banks to evict everyone who will lose their homes after the crash? They can't police all those people. There will be still living in those homes after foreclosures. Jewel, look at it this way. I'm trying to make sure I word this right. Don't look at it as all those people they're getting evicted at one time. It's not going to happen at one time. It's slowly going to happen. Okay, it's going to happen. You don't put it this way. You don't own it. People should always look at this. If you don't own it, you know one day they're going to get you out of there. You know that, right? You don't own it. But if you own that house, you would never, ever have to leave, ever, right? But since you don't own it, you know you're going to get evicted. So people should start to think, man, what can I do to make sure this never happens to me again, where somebody can kick me out of a place where I want to live, that I've been living at for the last 10, 20, 30 years? How can I prevent this from happening? I have to actually own it. They're going to eventually get out everybody, Jewel. It really doesn't. It's going to be a long time. Like people that don't, put it this way, people that don't pay their mortgages today, they probably won't get kicked out for like 2 years because, first of all, there's nobody back to work yet. There's social distancing. And when are they going to allow people back to be packed back into buildings downtown and stuff? When is that going to, I mean, do you see how packed it is downtown during a business day? I have no idea how that's going to happen. And when is that ever going to happen again? I don't see any of that anytime soon. So there will be nobody for a long time to push through foreclosure paperwork, eviction notices. All that stuff ain't coming for, this is just my prediction, a couple years at least, because we're just at the beginning of this economic crash. It really hasn't happened yet because there's stimulus money out there right now. People believe they have money, okay? And when that's gone, I don't know. I can't tell what's going to happen this summer. So, but then don't worry about that part. Just know it's going to happen. BL and S Holding, businesses have to open to get that government check. Yeah, you're right. You're right. If they want to get that loan, they got to be open. Oh, that's the bait. Gotcha. Okay. Damn. Just put it out there on a big, gigantic fishing hook, and they just totally ignore there's a killer virus out there. Totally ignore it. That just blows me away when I think about it, you guys. And the only reason why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking, because I'm debt free. Now, Those who chase money are usually running from debt. They don't know that though, right? When you totally ignore, because they're, check this out. I know they're going to pass out them SBA loans and say the only way they can be paid back with, no interest or whatever, you got to follow these rules. People want to save their businesses so bad, they're not going to follow the rules. They're going to break it. They're not going to give it to they're not going to give the money to the pay back the employees, because the employees are not even going to want, they're not even going to want to have to go back to work, because they're making more money on just sitting on unemployment than working. That's not even going to work. Half of them are going to fail. Then they're going to end up paying back more money than the SBA. Oh my goodness. That is a big hook. Damn. All the while helping them ignore the actual virus out there. And then when it spreads like wildfire, they're going to do a lockdown like unseen ever before. And then you can't pay back nothing. If it's a severe lockdown, you can't pay back anything. I wonder if they're also basing on paying back that loan on via their projections of their income before this pandemic. I have no idea how these businesses are calculating how they're going to pay back this loan when they have no idea what's about to happen right here. They must be in their brains. They must be basing the payback of that loan from their previous income, which will never, ever, ever going to happen again, ever. It's never going to happen again. Ooh, Kiara says, right. I see why some people are rushing to go back to work, but it's risky. Oh no, it's deadly. See, people like to, not saying you, Kiara, but I'm just saying in general, people like to cover it up. You just go, hey, coronavirus is out there killing people, right? Yeah. You gonna take that risk? Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, it's a low percentage rate. What do you want to be in that percentage rate? Maybe you're in it. Oh man, the risks are low. What is there a percentage of one person dying? Yes, that's high enough. That's high enough. Woo! I tell you, man. Put it this way. I wanted to share this with you guys too. Put it this way. People always ask me, should they stop paying their student loans, mortgages, rent, car payments, etc., right? And I'm going to show you guys a bigger picture because I wrote this down. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to pay your rent, your mortgage, your car payments, your credit card payments, your insurance, all that. That's how much money you have to pay all that, right? Now, this number is going to be a large negative number, and you're going to say to yourself, Linnell, that's mathematically impossible. I can't pay my debts. I can't pay anything while my finances are in a negative. You're exactly right. Then you got to ask yourself, how come you don't believe you? How come you don't believe it? And I'm going to tell you the answer. Only slaves have the option of not paying off their debts. Only slaves do. Only slaves believe they have the option of not paying their debts. People with money understand if you have a debt, that means you're a slave to someone or some entity. That means they own the time in my life. See what I'm saying? So I would never allow that. So no. But you ask a person in debt, oh, when are you going to get to paying off that student loan? Oh, this and that and that. I don't know. Well, you're going to be a slave how long? This is as they're doing this. Oh man, because of this and that and this. In my mind, I'm saying, so that's how long you're going to be a slave? This and that and go here and do that. And okay. All right, slave. When you see that large amount of debt, right? You see that large amount of debt. You see it and you put it in yourself, but you put the numbers in yourself, but you still don't believe it. You know why you don't believe it? because a job gives you the illusion of financial options. A job gives you the illusion that you have the option to buy other things, even though mathematics is showing you that you don't. The job is the illusion, right? The reason why you're starting to feel fear now, because the job has been removed. The illusion has been removed now. The job is gone. Now you're starting to feel this fear of understanding that you never had an option. You never had an option to finance a car. You never had an option to finance a house. You never had an option to get 3 or 4 or 5 credit cards. You never had that option. You know why? Because you were in debt. You're very welcome, Jewel. Lemon for Life says, in my city, the mayor just lifted the 8 p.m. curfew, but still is quarantine in place. I think think about it, you guys. When you see stuff like that, you got to ask yourself, wait a minute, didn't you impose the curfew because of the coronavirus? Now you're taking it away? That doesn't make sense to me. And people are happy about it. They don't even ask why. Well, I know why. Because when it spreads like wildfire, there's going to be a lockdown like unbelievable you've never seen before. Let enough nurses and doctors become sick, they're going to lock us down so fast. Oh, that's a lie that the hospitals are not full and this and that. Is it a lie that there's a coronavirus out there? I don't care how full the hospitals are. I don't care if they're full or not. I don't care if the news is tricking me. Is there a killer virus out there? Are people dying? That's all I need to know. Queen of South says health insurance companies are making plenty money. The claim processors are working from home. Sure are. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say I'm just saying the majority of people are suffering. There's people out there making money. Insurance claims, plexiglass makers. When you go to stores, all this plexiglass. Who you think is lucky enough to get that contract? Oh my God, that must be the biggest contract throughout the whole entire city or wherever you're at. Whoever got that contract is cashing in at the bank. Plexiglass everywhere. Who knows how much they're charging for that? Mask makers, like the other day I was in Costco. This one dude had not a regular mask. He had a mask like you're wearing a paint booth. And then as soon as people start seeing that, they're going to panic and say, oh my God, maybe I need one of those. Now, whoever makes those masks, they're going to be making millions of dollars. Oh man, it's killing it. They're killing it. Pedro says, I just got the news that 5 of my close friends got the virus. They kept inviting people over to their house regardless of the situation. You see what I'm saying? If you're a person listening to this right now and do you feel that fear in your heart right now? You don't know what's going to happen. If you don't want that to ever happen to you again, you need to come see me. I can mathematically prove to you that I can help you. I can mathematically prove it. It's not a guess. It's not a maybe. The only hardest part will be for you to believe the mathematics. I'll show you the math. We'll both do it together. We'll make sure we come up with the same numbers. I'll let you use your calculator. I'll use my calculator. We won't show each other I guarantee you they'll match. All you got to do is believe the numbers. That's it. And then this situation right here financially will never happen to you again, ever. Ever. You know why? Because you would not allow it to happen. Lemon for Life says the second wave of the virus is closer than being told. The Freudian slip, I'm not sure what that word is, from my governor Murphy confirms it before summer. See what I'm saying? I keep saying something's going to happen around summertime. Right now, they're doing things that don't make sense. Pay close attention to that. that businesses were shut down because of the coronavirus. The coronavirus is not gone anywhere, but you're opening back up. Yeah, they're caving to the protesters. They're caving to people in debt. People in debt that are saying, I don't care about the coronavirus. I need money. I value money more than my life, my wife, my kids, everybody. That's what it's saying. Hey, if you can validate that, I would love to. It's like this. Anybody that says that, I would say, hey, man, I would love to hear your story. Let me hear it. Oh, it's because you don't believe. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess. Pedro said, I just told my parents that the states will continue closing down and opening up for a few more times. We are all saving as much money as we can right now. I don't think it'll open and close again. I think enough of them will open up, because you got to remember that I just follow the behavior of people. One state will see another state open up. Hey, their governor did this. This state here will start protesting. They'll say they did it. They did this, they did that. And then next thing, one state is going to protest social distancing because it's hindering their money. And then once they cave, the local governments cave in there, then they're going to say they did it. We want to do it. We want to do it. And then bam. Lemon for Life says, I'm looking at investigating in plexiglass. Yeah, more is going to be put. Oh yeah, this is going to be right now. I don't know if there's plexiglass people on the stock market. I would look into that. That's going to be going on for the next, I don't know how many years. That's going to be years right there. And check this out. Listen closely. Plexiglass is going up everywhere, but they're opening up gyms. Let me say that one more time. Listen, now pay close attention to something that doesn't make sense. Social distancing, plexiglass, wherever you go, they won't even touch your receipt or your credit. They won't even touch your card at Costco or your receipt, but they're opening up gyms. That doesn't make sense. You know why that doesn't make sense? Because that's going to contribute to the spread, and then there's going to be a lockdown. I don't look at what they say on the news. I just watch what people do. Wow, look at all those protesters tightly knit. Wow, okay. Oh, we need to get back to work. To do what? Do you think you're going to make the money that you made before? Not even close. Not even close. I'm just wondering, when the businesses get back into business and they're not making the money, I wonder what are they going to blame next? I'm telling you, they're going to blame social distancing. You can't blame a virus. You can't blame a virus that you can't even see or hold or make responsible. You can't get. So what's the next best thing that they can see and touch? Protest against social distancing. Queen of South says, I am at the hospital daily. People are still coming in. We have doctors, nurses working from all specialities. Yeah, and you know what's so crazy too, Queen of South? Imagine not only the sick people, the people that may believe that they have it. I couldn't even imagine how many people are coming to the hospital, just believe in the news, believe in everybody that tells them, and believe they got it because some star got it. Because this makes no sense. Why are they always announcing a star who got it? Why are you telling us that? Who cares? Are they not a person or something? What's the deal? Why are you telling me that? Why are you telling me that popular person got the coronavirus or whatever? So what? They're not an alien. Okay, cool. That's for fear. That's for fear. So these people, oh man, if so-and-so got it, I could get it. What are you talking about? If so-and-so could get it, if so-and-so star could get it, you could get it too. Why? They can't get it because they're a star. It makes absolutely no sense. Queen of the South says the gym is the nastiest place to be. Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. Spread. That's what's going to happen. Cosmic Wisdom says, speaking of second wave, you all see the second shutdown over there? They are literally nailing boards on people's houses and putting over where? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Cosmic? Over where? Queen of the South said the emergency room is total. I bet you it is. And check this out. When they start wearing down the doctors and nurses can't even get any sleep because listen, this is how I look at everything, right? Our bodies need to do something they have to do something pretty important to where we have to be totally unconscious for it to do it. Like when we go to sleep, I mean, we're unconscious, our brains unconscious, we're unconscious. Our bodies need to do something very important that we can't even have brain activity. That seemed like something pretty important to me. And if they're overworking our doctors and nurses, from real sick people to people believing that they're sick, can you imagine? It's going to go up tenfold. As soon as people get back to work, they're going to start breaking the social distancing rules to make more money. And then those doctors and nurses are going to be so overwhelmed, they can't even get any sleep to even repair their own immune systems. People don't even see this coming, man. This is just sometimes when you're on the other side, you can see stuff. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like, damn, that doesn't make sense. Oh, now that makes sense. That because when something doesn't make sense, that means there's something out there that's going to tell me why. It's going to help me make sense of why it doesn't make sense. Because there's a reason. That's a signal. That's always a signal. Oh, in China. Yeah, I don't watch the news, but I gotta. Mm, mm, mm. What do you do when you see it coming, man? What do you do when you see it? So like right now, I got to think about, okay, I know it's coming. What am I going to do? What should I do now? I should just build up my immune system stronger than ever before, man. I got to get totally serious on my food. I mean, like not messing around type of stuff. Not even no messing around. I got to get totally serious about my food. I got to make my immune system stronger than ever, and I have to start now. I have to start right now. Because it's definitely going to happen. China's just showing us. It's because they did that. Oh, we're going to reopen and bam. See what's happening now. And this is my opinion. This is my opinion. The governor gives the control back to the local governments. The local governments fold to the protesters. Protesters get what they want. They're going to find out that they're still not making money. Then they're going to start breaking the social distancing rules. And then bam, the feds are going to come in and shut everything down. Believe that. We are worn down. I know, Queen. I can tell. I don't even have to go to the hospitals. I don't have to go in. I just watch people. People's behavior tell me everything about money, what's going to happen. You just watch people. Queen of the South says, "Yes, sir. We take naps, and the nurse and doctors." See what I'm saying? That's not even sleep. When I say queen, when I say sleep, I mean you are in your own, you're out of the hospital because even when you lay down there, you still know mentally you're in the hospital, right? In your own house, in your own bed, dark, no noise, maybe the music you want to hear so you can go to sleep. Mm. What's up, Dark Man? Dark Man says, my full-time job is contemplating opening up in late May. Meanwhile, I'm making more with food delivery than at my full-time job. Decisions. Gotcha. Oh, I see what you're saying. Your original job. Now, Dark Man, do you have to go to your job or do you work from home? One second, you guys. Wow. Mm. Second outbreak in China. See, I don't even watch the news, but now I'm gonna have to check it out. I try to honestly, I try to stay away from stuff that you already can see coming. That's pretty obvious because it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Dark Man says, LJ, I have to go to my job. Not to mention that it's in the busiest part of Charleston. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Decisions. Yeah. I tell you one thing right now, though, Dark Man. At least I say for the delivery job, at least you get to control your social distancing, right? You're going to make the most amount of money with the delivery job and you get to control your social distancing. So like you can say, hey, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to leave it on the porch. When I leave, you come out, get it, et cetera, et cetera. You get to control that. So your regular job, you're not going to be able to get to control that. You're going to have to do whatever they say. Queen of South says, everyone start building your immune system now. Elderberry, zinc, vitamin C, B6, B12, vitamin D, and plenty of water. Thank you so much, Queen of the South. I appreciate that. Actually, I'm going to take a screenshot of that right now. Because right now, I got to start building it right now. If you guys are listening and you're seeing proof what happened in China. Okay, it's not hidden. There's no conspiracy happening. Nobody's doing anything to anybody. They reopened. Virus still out there. Second outbreak. Who cares if it's true or not? You'll never be, unless you can go over to China and verify it yourself. Don't worry about it. Just look at what you saw right there. Boom. If that's true, come back over here. They're letting people back to work because they're requesting it. Okay. If they don't want a full riot on their hands, they gotta. I understand. Hey, check this out. I want you guys to clearly understand something. I understand why the local governments are doing that. I get it. I'm not saying, hey, shame on you. You shouldn't do that. No, these are grown people. These are not children. These are grown-ups. Hey, grown-ups, there's a killer virus still out there. You sure you want to go back to work? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, here you go. We told you so. So when they go out there and check this out, when they go out there and get sick, you got to listen. When they go out there and get sick, they will have known they did it to themselves. They will have nobody to blame but themselves. Okay, you got to see the whole cyclical thing that just it just goes around in a freaking circle. It's so obvious. So you know why we're going to do this lockdown now, right? Yeah, because we didn't listen. Okay. Thank you. Now you won't protest against us ever again, will you? No, I know you won't. That's how it works. Cosmic Wisdom says, I watch the news to track economic indicators and call things early to stay ahead of the herd. No, I know why you watch it, Cosmic. I get it. And that China thing is very important. I know why you watch it. I know I'm sure you don't watch the local news. You probably don't even pay attention to that. Just the bigger stuff, the global, because this pandemic means global. For you guys that don't understand, pandemic, epidemic, see how they're all different words? Pandemic means global. All right. So that's an indicator to pay more attention to the global news instead of the local news. All right. It counts on which demic you're talking about. Okay. Darkman says, not to mention that I'm one of the immunosuppressed, so it's going to be hard. What do you mean by that, Darkman? What are you talking about? So if you guys have any questions, I want you guys to, if you're scared, you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know how you're going to survive this, maybe you feel like you're going to lose everything, Maybe you're thinking, man, I've been working at this job so long, I have no other skills. You need to come see me, because there is an option. There is an option. Especially, say like you're a person thinking, man, I don't have any other skills, but you always hated the job you were at, right? That's the only thing you know how to do, but you absolutely hate that job. You got to think about those things. Why do you hate that? Why are you staying at a place you hate? Debt. Debt makes people work at places they don't like. Debt makes people work with people they don't like working with. Debt makes people work for bad bosses, for bad managers. Debt does that, because when you're not in debt and that happens, you just quit. You say, hey, sorry, I don't do that. I quit. Weakened immune system. Okay. Weakened immune system. Gotcha. Well, it's time to do what, you know what it's time to do? It's time to do what it takes to strengthen it. Learn the things that you didn't know about it. See how Queen of the South put in those recommendations? Start getting some of that stuff. Start taking it every day. Start eating better. It's time to, right now, you better do, I swear to you guys, you better start right now. Because the second wave, China just showed you what's about to happen. China said, look, see what happened when we start opening up things? This happened. You guys are doing the same thing. So that means it's going to happen there too. Queen of South says his immune system is not working properly. Okay, lupus, cancer, asthma. Okay, so that's oh, I thought he was joking. I didn't know that was a real word. I thought he was trying to be funny. All right. Asthma, COPD, heart issues, underlying. Okay. Thank you very much. I did not know that. Yeah. VCR, hello. I hear you. So then what do you suggest on how long should people stay locked down for 2 years or 5 years? I don't suggest any time I don't suggest any time at all, not 1 minute of your life. All I'm saying is that there's a killer virus out there. That's all I'm saying. See, people, and I'm not just you, VCR, I'm just saying in general, people think, I'm saying, hey, how long do you think? I don't think anybody should be locked down at 1 minute of their life. It has nothing to do with that. Nothing. There's a virus out there killing people. It can kill you. It can kill me. It can kill my children. It can kill my mom. It can kill my dad. I'm not going to bring it to them. I don't care if they took off. I don't care if they unlocked everything for everybody right now. This is just me. I don't care if they said, hey, everybody's off lockdown. You know what I would say? You got a vaccine for that coronavirus yet? No? Okay, cool. Then I'm going to stay right here. They don't have to tell me to do anything. They don't have to lock me down. I already know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go out there. The reason why I have that choice, because I'm not in debt. If I was in debt, I would have to go get a job. If I was in debt, I would have to worry about my rent. If I was in debt, I would have to worry about paying my car note. I would have to worry about paying my credit cards, which would force me to ignore the deadly virus, to totally ignore it, so I can go get some money to pay off my debt. Since I don't have any of that, I don't have to worry about that. It's the choice. No, thank you. Thank you, Dark Man. I'm glad you're listening, man. Do that. This is probably for the better anyway, man. I'm telling you, it's probably for the better anyway. So certain things like that, the universe forces you to change, forces you to do things sometimes. And right now it's saying, hey, the second wave is coming. What are you going to do to make sure you're not probably how they try to minute the percentage of people dying, how to make sure you're not going to be in that small percentage, whatever that number is. I don't care if it's 1. That's big enough for me. How many people died? 1? Okay. What can I do to make sure it's not me? Make sure I'm not number 2. Cosmic sipping on some lemon ginger tea, eating an orange for a snack right now. I heard that. Lemon for Life says, LJ, my wife just told to take a furlough for 3 days from her job and get unemployment for the 3 days. Let me read that. My wife just got told to take a furlough for 3 days from her job and get unemployment for why would they do something like that? A 3-day furlough. Does she have to, or is this a choice, or what is that? Is that a choice? That doesn't make any sense to me. 3 days. I don't know what that means. Nicer says, hit the like button. Thank you, Nicer, and subscribe. Go to SavingsMinusDebt.com for a consultation. What's up, Hyphy? If you really want to learn how to make your immune system COVID-19 proof, come on Discord, and I'll share tons of info. That virus is easy to defeat. Queen of South says, Dark Man, start taking ginger and turmeric and hot lemon tea. It helps with inflammation. I drink a lot. I mean, I eat a lot of turmeric in my foods, but ginger is an acquired taste, man. I cannot stand the taste of ginger. Oof. So if you have any questions right now, now's the time to ask them. Believe it or not, there's something that you can do about it right now, because you don't see what's causing your fear. Right now is the opportunity. Yeah, you're unemployed, but there's two ways you can look at that. You can continue to be scared of you losing your job, or you can acknowledge that fear and feel the fear that was caused by losing that job. You can see the clear one. Oh my God, I'm scared because I lost my job. But then you can take another step back and say, why am I that scared? It's only been a month. Why am I that scared? See what I'm saying? And then you got to start to think, okay, how can I prevent that? How can I prevent the fear of losing a job ever again in my life? That's the next step. That's the step I can help you with. I can say, you do this, you'll never feel that again, ever. That will never happen again. You know why? Because you'll never let it happen again. You'll never let that happen again. So another economic crash will come, a little one, a small one, whatever. This big one, I guarantee you something like this, because you guys don't even understand. This is just the beginning of it. This type of economic crash, that it's got to only happen once a century. There's no way this can happen again. If this happened again back to back, like 10 years later, we would be done. Oh man, this would be done. So this only can happen 1 year, and it's globally, right? Once a year. The new economy is about to form, right? If you get out of that fear of what caused you to fear of losing your job after working 15, 20 years at a place, right? And you losing everything after 1 month, that math doesn't make any sense. 15 years, 1 month. You work 15 years, you lose everything after. You can't pay bills of 1 month of loss of income. Right there, that math doesn't make sense. Shout out to Limit for Life for the $2 super chat. New Jersey governor told state workers to do furloughs. Oh, in May. And what's the exact definition of furloughs? Okay, because I don't want to mess that up. What is the exact definition? Let's see. Leave of absence, especially that granted to a member of the armed forces. Grant leave of absence to. So basically, you still have a job. Can you get unemployment while you're furloughed? Or obviously, I'm assuming you can. Okay. Well, it just says people run out of money. That's why they're doing. I mean, the basic what it is that the business is trying to cut expenses, and an employee is an expense. So that means if they're doing that, that means they're losing money. Okay. So it's going to get bigger. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Okay. Queen of South says you need the natural ginger or the spice itself, like the root, right? I always used to get the root. Ginger ale has lots of sugar. Sugar increases them. Yeah, I can't stand ginger ale. That's disgusting. I used to get ginger root and grind it up into my I used to have a juicer, and then I would put it in there and juice it. Derek Ochoa, what's up? A lot of domestic violence going on in NC right now. I have no idea why, when number one is following the whole, is no one, oh, no one, no one is following the whole stay at home thing. Shaking my head. I'm thinking NYC will be the epicenter during the second wave as well. I think, wasn't New York the biggest one? I know Washington State, where I'm originally from, it was big there, but I don't know if which state or city was the biggest. I can't remember. I don't know. Limb for Life says starting May 1st. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Wow. Boy, that's not good news when you hear stuff like that. That's not good news. Not good news. But right now, so you got to remember, they're getting double unemployment right now. So the workers that are getting furloughed, they don't really think it's a big deal because they're still going to be making double unemployment checks, right? But so they're not really caring. Right now, I guarantee you this, if the unemployment checks are more than they get at work, they're going to think that they have extra money now because they're making more from unemployment, but totally forgetting that one day that money's going to stop. And then what are you going to do? Especially if you're still furloughed. It just doesn't, people don't really think that far ahead. So Queen of South says, yes, get the ginger root and mix it with tea. Okay, all right. Oops, that's not what I'm going to do. DOS, hey LJ, quick question. I understand that you're not in debt, but how do you make your income to pay your monthly living expenses? Do you have a job, consulting fees, lottery wins? So this is what I did, and this is me. Okay, this is me. First, I had to believe in myself and create this, right? But anyway, long story short, when I first started, I didn't have any income. So what I did was I took money from my 401k all these years. So I had a good amount in my 401k, right? And back then, I'm gonna try to put it in a way so where you kind of grasp what I'm saying. When I first started this, of course, I'm not making any money. So I had a savings first when I got out of debt. I went through that. And then after I went through that, I started going to my 401k, right? But you got to remember, there's a 10% penalty for pulling your money early. But when you're not in debt, since I'm not in debt, I didn't have to pull large sums out at a time. So say like I only needed 30,000 out there. So I would pull 30,000, they withhold 20%, plus it's going to be your tax bracket plus the 10% penalty, right? But when you don't have any debt, the 30,000 is in such a low tax bracket, and then I could write off other things. I can max out my taxes to the 10% because at no point will I ever get away from the 10%. So 10% on 30,000 is good. Okay, the negative, it just basically says, hey, Linnell, okay, you know how it works, but you're still going to pay some taxes because you pulled the money early. Okay, cool. I'm cool with that. 10% on 30,000. All right, I'm good with that. So, and then over the time, I've had a couple of consulting things, and people still come to me now, but I really don't. It's not like that, especially now that the coronavirus came. It's very difficult for people to spend that kind of money. So I was making a little money through the, consult here and there, and not just enough to survive. But when you don't have any debt, you don't really need a lot of money. So what I've also mastered is cutting my expenses. I've learned how to master that. I learned how to get all the same services and everything else like everybody else, but for a quarter of the price. Everything I do is legal. Everything. You don't, no skipping on no taxes, no cheating on anything, no cheating anybody. And it's easier to survive on little money. So that's how I've survived. No lottery wins though. No lottery wins. So no, I don't have a job. DOS, the thought, like for now, the IT people that do remote stuff are in high demand, right? They're in high demand. But even with the money, the thought of going back to work to get a job, it gives me a I really can't describe that feeling. It's more like the thought of 40 hours of my life is now owned by a company, right? I have to, for these 40 hours, I got to do everything they tell me I have to do. That kind of feeling just, I don't know what that just bugs me. I just can't take it. So right now, what fuels me to keep going is I'm doing whatever it takes not to have to go back to sell my time to somebody or some entity. That's what drives me right now. So I hope that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. Cosmic says you can also juice carrots and put some ginger in it. Yeah. Shell Graham, what's going on, man? Hey, bro, what's going? How's it going? Been a minute. Still living that 1,000% free, debt-free life, including my mortgage. I know, right? There is no going back. There is. Hey, Shell, it's not like one day you're going to stop and say, you know what? I'm tired of living this life. I want to go back in it. That's never going to happen. So that doesn't surprise me, what you just said, honestly. Queen of the South says, yes, people have to learn to cut expenses. That's the main thing. Once you learn how to get out of debt, I also learned how to cut expenses at the same time. You guys, that's called phantom income. Get out of debt and cut expenses. That you guys have no idea how much more flexibility comes back into your life with your finances when you do that. And nobody can tell. I got everything else like everybody else. It's no different. What's up, Herbert Walker? LJ, people don't understand the freedom being debt-free gives. Time is more important than money. It's the most important thing, right? When you've been in debt all your life, you really don't know that. You don't know, you forget that. Like when I think back in my working years, man, from 18 to 40, I think I was told my whole life, it's so stupid. Why does anybody even have to tell me? Life is the most important thing on the earth. Why? Because you can't get more of it. You do know if somebody would have said, hey, Linnell, you do know you're going to die one day, right? I would have been like, well, yeah. So that would make time the most important thing on earth, correct? Well, yeah. So what are you doing? Why are you selling it for that? Well, I make 6 figures. So your life is worth 6 figures? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, you think that's a lot of money? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you do know you're going to be, if you keep doing that, you're going to do that until you're dead, right? You do know that, Linnell, right? I'd have been like, yeah, I guess. Ding, ding, ding. But if something woken me up, I don't know. Tom Petty says, good afternoon, SMD family. I hope you're all doing well during this pandemic. I hope so. I hope everybody's doing well. Honestly, I really do. Herbert Walker says, now that I'm retired, I can focus on my health. I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. You got to, man. If you can, hey, Herbert, if you can come out of this, and you know what, I'm going to share my journey on my other channel with you guys so you guys can see where I'm at right now. Because most of you guys see my videos and you think I'm still that sliced up. I'm not sliced up like that right now. This thing is totally threw off my program too. And I'm going to share the journey starting now so you guys can see it. I want you guys, I'm going to take full pictures of myself so you can see me, see where I start, see what I'm doing, see where I'm going to not only build up my immune system, I want you guys to see me stay in shape during a pandemic. Okay. So that's what I'm going to show. I'm going to share that with you guys. Michael Rambo says, LJ, when you say you can live comfortably with 35,000 as a single person or for couples? No, with my woman, with my girlfriend. 35,000 by myself, I'll be living like a king. But I can do 35,000 with I'm doing it now. I know I can do it. Between 30, 35,000. Now, if you tell that to somebody in a debt matrix, that according to this, you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? When you get out of the debt matrix, you hear these measurements like they say, hey man, the news say, hey, if you're making between this much and this month, 30,000, you're in poverty. And you just got to say, says who? Who are you talking to? When I see stuff like that, I'd be like, oh, you're not talking to me. You're not. Hey, if you make between this much and this much, you're considered middle class. Who said that? Who said that? The banks? Nobody questions that. They go, oh, okay, I make that much, so I'm there. Are you saying you make that much before or after taxes? What are you talking about? Which one are you talking about? Oh, I make 50,000. Is that before or after tax? That's very important to know that. Oh, it's gross. Oh, okay, money. So your money and partial money that doesn't even exist. Do you believe you're where? Because if you make $50,000 a year, you really don't. You don't make $50,000 a year, because if you take away taxes, which everybody has to participate, else you'll go to prison. So that means you don't make 50,000. So where do you believe you are in this imaginary economic class system? It's imaginary. It's not even real. The economic class system doesn't even exist. And you probably, if you're new to my channel, you're probably thinking, what are you talking about, crazy man? What are you talking about, crazy LJ? Okay, okay. So if you make, say like you make $200,000 a year, right? You probably consider yourself middle class or something like that, right? But what if you're $400,000 in debt? You know the only class you're in? You're in the debt class. If you make $200,000 a year, but you're $400,000 in debt, the only class you're in is the debt class. That's it. Nothing. No middle class, no upper class, no upper middle class. All of those things are made up, you guys. Those things don't even exist. Oops. Okay. Queen of South says, LJ, six figures with high blood pressure, ulcers, migraines, eczema. No, people, we all have it all wrong. Health is wealth. You're right, Queen of South. They don't talk about that part. They don't. Now, there's an easier way to make that kind of money without all that pressure. Find your passion. You can make that kind of money without all the stuff that comes with it if you have a job. Those high figures, they come at a price. That money's not free. High wages are not free for some, not all. Herbert Walker says, LJ, you have a good woman. Some of these women spend way too much money. Oh, I know I got me a good one, Herbert. I know I do for a fact, for sure. But you got to remember, Herbert, I'm debt free, so I wouldn't even have got with a woman that spent money like that. That would have been a negative. I wouldn't have did it. I'd have been like, you spend how much? You want what? How much debt are you in? Oh yeah, no, we can't do anything. Why, Linnell? You're in debt. LJ, don't you love me? We didn't even get that far. Cosmic Wisdom says, I can see that, LJ. My minimum monthly expenses are $24,000 a year, including mortgage now by myself. See what I'm saying? Exactly. Cosmic knows exactly what I'm talking about. And and when I say Cosmic, that means she obviously knows a little bit more about the tax system than I. That's how she gets hers that low. But you probably couldn't tell, because that varies. She's got other phantom income calculations in there. So if you're in debt and you see the 24, don't look at it like it's the 24 that you've been led to believe in the debt matrix. It's not that kind of 24,000, okay? It's a different 24,000 than yours. This is the 24,000 from a person not in debt. If you're in debt, 24,000 is bad news, very bad news, okay? But when you're not in debt, it's cool. It's like, damn, was she trimmed? Oh, she got some taxes. Okay, she trimmed that down. Okay, cool. Life for a business is 50 a year. It's really about 35 a year after tax. It all counts on how you do it too, life for a business. If it's not business. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you threw that in there. All right. You're right. You're right. Micro Rambo. Shout out to Micro Rambo for the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, LJ, will you show the foods you eat as well while slicing? I will. I'll do all that stuff. I will. I'm going to go ahead and do it. First, I'm going to put up the pictures of me now so you guys can see I'm not cheating. I'm not, oh, LJ was already in shape. That's why, no, I want you guys to see where I'm starting from. And you guys already know I can't go to a gym. Okay, there are no gyms. And even if they open the gyms, I still wouldn't go. So I don't want you guys thinking I'm cheating at a gym. I'm just use stuff around my house because I don't have weights and stuff, all right? I don't have any of that. Queen of South says, my patients make six figures, making all the money, and their health is totally a wreck. See, money don't even mean anything. And even with Queen of the South, knowing these people make six figures, she really will never know how much debt these people are in because that's not a question. You know, that's not a question you ask somebody. You don't say, hey, man, I know you make six figures, but how much debt are you in? You know, no, people don't ask those kind of questions. So DTN says, I'm late, but I'm here. What's going on, SMD family? What's up, Ulysses? What's going on? Queen of the South says, I thank God for my amazing health. Priceless. Exactly. All you got to do is be aware of it. Because tell me this, Queen of the South. Okay, tell me this. Since people are staying at home, right? I know fast food delivery has gone through the roof. Has a lot of have you been seeing more and more people with health problems due to just this fast food eating? It's got to be. That's what I'm assuming. Any other questions, you guys? I want you guys to, if you're new to the channel, don't be shy. I know you guys email me, okay? And you say you don't talk much in the room, but I swear to you, your questions into here will help not only yourself, but they'll help other people, okay? This is going to help by you asking your questions here instead of behind the scenes, right? It's going to help others understand that it's not just them that are in this situation with money, because a lot of people right now in debt, they think it's just them when they could just, the reason why they think it's them because they're caught up in the fear when they could just take a step back and say, oh, damn, it's the whole country. Like right now, when you're in a situation thinking it's you, and then you get on Facebook or something like that, or Instagram, and you see people buying a house, hey, we just got the keys to the house. You're thinking, oh, damn, man, I guess it's just me. No, those are people that don't know what's coming. Those of us that know what's coming, there is no way you would buy a house right now. No way. There is no way you would buy real estate right now. No way. No. You better not. If you're in a deal right now and you're just about to sign the papers for a house, I suggest you stop. Because there's a housing market crash that's going to be here like unseen before. 2008, it's going to be a joke. This goes for houses and businesses. Queen of South says, yes, more patients have anxiety, depression, drinking more alcohol, increased antidepressants. I see that too. This is what, you know what, Queen, this is what I do. I try to put myself, how would I feel right now if that was me in 2008 and happening right now? I would be like, let me think. No job. I have to rely on the government. Now I have to rely on the government for food, money, the banks to cross my fingers, hope that they'll move my payments, cross my fingers, hope my car, the place that owned my loan will move my payments back and all this other stupid oh man. I don't know, man. That would be horrible, man. Herbert Walker says, I'm going to relocate to North Carolina and save $500 a month in rent. Maryland is pretty soon, Herbert. You got to remember, pretty soon, there's not going to be any place that's going to be expensive. Okay. So right now you see that Maryland is expensive right now. Next year won't be. Okay. That goes for everywhere. This is a pandemic. So it doesn't matter where in the country you live, everybody's going to get it. So Maryland's going to drop. So if you like Maryland, I would suggest staying there. It's going to drop. It's not going to be fine. Give it a few more months, maybe towards the end of this year, but next year it's not going to be that price. I promise you. Tom Petty, I haven't been alive for a while now. Just been busy getting out of the debt matrix. My question for you, LJ, and everyone else: what have you been doing to stay busy? Oh, that's a good question. For me, I've been walking, going to the parks, learning some new things on how I can deliver my this business to you guys. I've invested in some things right now, some different kind of equipment, camera equipment. So my video is going to be crystal clear, like you're watching an actual video, though it's going to be alive. Learning a little bit of Spanish. I'm going to start getting in shape and getting healthier and showing you guys what I'm going to do. I just thought of that just now. Anything that's going to, I'm keeping myself busy with things that are going to improve me. You know, not just stuff that TikTok challenges and stuff like that, all these challenges coming up that don't really improve me. So I only keep myself busy with those things. Queen of South says, oh yes, they are eating too many snacks. I guarantee that's happening. I'm guilty of it too. I'm eating more snacks than I normally do. I don't eat a ton of snacks, but I know I'm eating some stuff that I shouldn't be eating, right? So I don't want you guys thinking I'm skating through. I have a mental, like the way my body is right now, I already have a mental stoppage, right? So if I exceed something that I eat and I know I'm eating too much of it, I say, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm stopping, right? Dark Man says, so much uncertainty in everything right now. Stack season in full effect. My close friends are doing the same. Good. BLS and holding. What do you think of buying? I don't think of buying anything right now. Next year, me personally, my two goals right now is number one is this business. Number two is pay a house in cash. That's number two. Next year, or the 2021 or 2022 will be the only time, I'm going to say this one more time. This will be the only time this century that I will be able to pay for a house in cash, because I'm 50. Okay, I'm 50 years old. If this business just blows up beyond belief, cool, great, cool. That'll help me buy the house faster. But whenever I do, right now will be the next year, or 2022 will probably be the only time this century I will be able to afford to buy a house with cash, because the prices you see right now, they will not be. Okay. So if you're going by housing prices right now, wherever you live, it doesn't even matter where you live. That's going to change by next year. You're probably thinking, LJ, how do you know that? There's millions of people with no jobs. Millions. That means millions of people are not making any money, so they can't pay their mortgages. The businesses that do go back into business are not going to even making anything close to the money they was making before the shutdown. You cannot be business as usual during a pandemic. That's mathematically impossible. Whether you want to believe that or not is totally up to you. That's impossible. That will never ever make mathematical sense. So that means the money's not going to go back. So people, instead of adjusting their lifestyle, they're going to do something else instead of not simply adjusting their lifestyle. And guess what? They're going to fold, because they're going to want to try to keep up the perception of this pandemic not affecting them. They're going to keep up the perception. The majority of those small business loans, they're not going to follow those rules. I want you to understand, they're not going to follow those rules. And guess what? Now they're going to not only owe the loan of their business, they're going to own the loan of the government. Now they're going to be twofold in debt. Millions of houses are not going to be paid for. It's already starting right now. A house is on my list because if I get a paid off house, BLNS, that means all those people that are in trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt, I'll be financially ahead of them all. Just with one paid off house, I'll be financially ahead of all of them. Queen of Sales says, I've gotten so many calls for drug therapy. Ooh, I bet you have. Damn, I didn't even think of that one. David Tillery, hello. My mobile detailing business is essential and still booming. I'm actually thinking about starting 2 more service businesses to take advantage of this opportunity. I think I believe you. I believe your business. But I believe it's booming because people are bored, and to get out the house, they can get something done for their car, because you got to remember, millions of people are not going to be paying their car notes. Millions. They have no job, so that's going to stop, and they're going to lose those cars, right? You're going to be. This is just me. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just what I'm seeing, right? To get out the house, go get your car detailed. Cool. They still have the car. They're not making the payments. It's going to stop. Opening up 2 more. So I think it's going to be like that for a while for you, because it's going to take years. It's going to take at least a year minimum to start repossessing all these cars. Nobody's back to work, right? So it's going to take, that's millions of cars to repossess. Banks don't even have room on their lots to even take in repossessed cars. Repossessed auctions are not going to be selling because nobody's going to have any money to buy the repossessed cars. Yeah, I would open up 2 more businesses. I would open up 2 more. But how much would you be paying for the properties? As long as you're renting the properties, I guess. I don't know. That's a hard. I don't know, man. I think, let's just put it this way. I think your business will be booming for a while because nobody's getting their car repossessed anytime soon. So, and I think people are on lockdown and they're very bored, and to get out the house, it's a good, hey man, I'm gonna get my car detailed, and however long that takes, they're out of the house for that time. So, hey, and congratulations, by the way, David. Congratulations. I'm not knocking what you're doing. Congratulations. I can't wait to get started myself. I can't wait till my business starts booming. BL&S Holding says, a friend of mine wants to buy a mobile home. What do you think of this as an alternative to buying a house? I think it's, my girlfriend was showing me these mobile homes that, because in my mind, I've always had the vision of what a mobile home looks like, what I've seen on TV and stuff, right? She showed me these latest mobile homes. I would buy one now. That's what we're, honestly, that's what we're thinking about, right? Thinking about getting a piece of land and buying one of those mobile homes, but they don't even look like mobile homes. These new, I don't even think they call them mobile homes anymore. They're called something else now, just to take that name of mobile home off, because you tell that to somebody, they think of the mobile homes that you traditionally see on TV, the ones you see on Cops and LA Live PD when they go to a mobile home park, and it's not like that. Painting C. Brittany C says, painting has kept my mind off all the chaos. Wow. You got to share some of your paintings one day. That's awesome. Turn that into something. David Tillery says, people are still spending money like nothing has even happened. I know what you're saying, David, because I have a young friend. He owns a car dealership in Seattle, and he's only like 22, 23. His business is booming. Car sales business. His business is booming, right? It's booming, but you got to understand, it's because of the stimulus money, right? The reason why it's booming for 2 reasons that I see: stimulus money, people refinancing their house and pulling out the equity. There's a few people still working that think they've made it. It'll be like that. Something I don't really want to go past the summertime, until, like I said, something big, either lockdown or that 2000. If we get, check this out, David. If we get that $2,000 a month thing that they're proposing, your business is about to go through the roof. So if you hear that get approved, oh man, your business is about to go through the roof. Believe that. So good job, man. Keep it going. Just listen to the government when they start sending out money, SMB loans, stimulus money, 2,000. That means people are going to be spending it with you on cars. The cars they stop paying the mortgage, stop paying the payments on. Gabriel says, bruh, Miami is going to be dirt cheap rent. It sure is. People renting, you got to remember this too, you guys. People renting got to be very careful where you're renting from and where you're renting and who you're renting from, because now if you're renting, you got to be very careful. You got to be very wary of who you're renting from, because if their financial situation is not in check, that's going to affect you. You got to remember that. So that's the you got to be scared of that. If you're in a place like if you're renting somebody's house, right? Unless you know the person you're renting from financial situation, you're going to lose too, because if they lose the house and you got to get out. Even if you've been paying your rent on time, it doesn't matter. Okay. Queen of South says, walking, reading, because silence is golden. Yes, Queen, you're right about that. Everything comes to me when it's quiet, and the only time I can get quiet is go walking. Nobody's out there. It's always quiet. Herbert Walker says, I'm ready for a fresh start. Been in Maryland all my life. Taxes are too high. And see, hey, Herbert, I did that too, man. I'm so glad I did that. I've been in Seattle, Washington all my life. I moved out of here summer of 19. Thank God I did, and listened to the universe and left when I did, because if I didn't leave in 19, I wouldn't have been able to get down here in 20. Coming from Washington State? Oh yeah, I wouldn't have been able to come down here. Jewel says, no one can complain about California soon. They sure won't, Jewel. You're right about that. Because when I go visit my sorry, that was a little thing. It pops, little gnats. Gnat season's coming out. When I go visit my cousins in California, man, when I go down, it just seems so crowded. And if you go to California, you swear everybody's rich. You see all these cars. You see Teslas driving around like they're cheap, right? Now you're going to see, you guys don't understand this. The majority of people in California have Teslas. You guys are going to see Teslas flood the market. You Tesla owners, guess what? You're not saving money on gas when you finance a Tesla. That's mathematically impossible. Okay. Cosmic says, tending to my garden, stacking cash, and learning some new real estate skills while taking some project manager courses online for my day job. Tom Petty says, thank you, LJ, for everything. I'm still in debt, but I've gotten rid of all my credit cards. Okay. I only have my car loan left to pay off. I decided to not attend school, instead of focus on cooking. Good job. Good job. You know what you did, Tom? You decided to trust yourself. Instead of going to school and trusting some other entity or some other business, you said, you know what? I'm going to trust myself. And right now, Tom, is the time to do it. Right now. So good job. DTN says, oh, that's way up there. Okay. I've been working 2 jobs to stay dedicated for my future. My plans this year is to pay all my bills up to a year. Oh, my only debt is the car. Okay. That's a smart move. Get away from the month. I teach here. This is what I teach my clients. Get away from the monthly mentality. And I've helped them shift. I shift them from the monthly mentality to the yearly mentality. Okay. Another thing people don't really understand is that when you get out of debt, you don't have a bunch of due dates to keep track of. And the ones you have to, the bills, the debts you still have to have in your life, you do that yearly. Even that becomes out of your mind. And then your mind is open to think about whatever you want to think about. Michael Rambo says, LJ, what's your favorite snack? Right now, my favorite snack that this is gonna be the last of my snacks because I already promised you guys what I'm gonna do. And whenever I do that, I have to come through because my word wouldn't be anything, right? But right now, those nutter butter cookies. Yeah, those nutter butter cookies is my snack that's gonna stop. Okay. That's one of my naughty snacks. Yeah, that's gonna have to stop. Now remember, I'm not saying that I'm going to totally stop eating my favorite snack. This is what I'm going to do. Instead of eating them anytime I wish, I'll save it to Friday. So if I make it through the week without eating the foods that I'm not supposed to eat, and then when Friday come, I reward myself with the food I want and the cookies or whatever, right? Because you don't. I do the way I teach. The way I teach health is this: I teach it as a lifestyle, not a temporary thing. I'm not going to teach you how to lose weight and then gain it back 15, a little bit later, whatever, right? No, this is going to be your lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. Right now, I'm not as sliced because that's extreme, but I stay a certain weight because it's my lifestyle. Okay. Queen of South says, LJ, you can get a house that is foreclosed and pay cash. That is how mine was paid off early. Yeah. Oh, hey, Queen, there's going to be all that. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by the only time I'm going to be able to pay cash. That's what I mean, Queen of South. There's going to be millions of foreclosed homes. That's why I mean next year, 2021 and 22 will be my year that I'll be able to afford to buy a house, tax liens, foreclosures, things of that nature. Now, I wasn't talking about whatever the price value is going to be at that time. No, I'm going to foreclosed homes. David Tillery says, no, LJ, LOL. I go to their, oh, okay. I go to their house. So it's super convenient. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah, your business is going to boom through the roof, man. Yeah, I would, man, congratulations, David, really. Because I'm looking at the whole picture. Even though people they ain't gonna afford their cars, they're still gonna keep them. They're still gonna have them cleaned because they're gonna pretend like nothing's going wrong. They got to keep it clean so they can pretend like they're still paying on it. So if it looks clean, people around them will think they're still paying on it because they're still taking care of it. So they'll believe it. All right, it's for the facade. Good job, David. Keep up. Help the people keep up with the facade. Okay. While you're making money. Congratulations, man. Boy, these gnats, boy. It's getting them. That's that loud pop. You got to excuse that. You got to excuse that pop. HUD foreclosures. Yep. FHA foreclosures. Those are all coming. Those are all coming through. So, hey, in this room too, I'm gonna tell you guys this firsthand so you can understand. You're like, when you hear it say, oh man, the banks got bailed out from the mortgages. This is what I want you to understand something. The majority of FHA mortgages are going to be foreclosed on. FHA mortgages are covered by the government, Federal Housing Administration, all right? The government, who is you. This is why the banks give loans through the FHA to you. So, because you're high risk. That's why they're going through the FHA, because you're high risk. Once you foreclose on, the FHA gives the bank their money. So when all those FHA mortgages fail, the bank gets paid by the FHA, PMI, all those fees. You do it. You're paying it now. Okay. So when you hear that on the news, oh man, the government bailed out the banks. Well, not really, but that was just part of the contract. It's like, did you guys hear about the what's that? Ruth Chris Steakhouse, right? They got a large portion of the SBA money or something, whatever, right? And everybody was up in arms. So what they did was got a 200,000 petition signed to say, hey, give that money back. So Ruth Chris comes on. I saw an article that says Ruth Chris is going to repay all the SBA money. And I thought to myself, of course they are. It's a loan. What are you talking about? Of course they're going to repay the money. It's a loan. Did they do something illegal? Did they steal that money? No, they just knew something that the majority of people don't. That's it. Nothing. And they say, okay, we're just going to put up an article and say we're going to repay the money. And now I bet you everybody that reads that, they go, oh my God, we're happy they're going to repay the money. Not thinking, of course they are. It's a loan. That's why they're rich. You think they're rich by spending their money? No. When you get to that caliber of money, it's cheaper to borrow money. You don't pay taxes on borrowed money. So when you get to that level, it's cheaper to borrow money. But you can't tell people in debt that because they don't understand that. What do you mean? They're borrowing it. They're rich. They're borrowing it, but they're not borrowing it the same as you. DTN says, I'm on baby step number 2 doing the Dave Ramsey program. Congratulations. Cosmic Wisdom says, yep, Queen, I've been watching that for my next investment property. What the Queen said? Oh, okay, got you. Tax returns. Oops. Shout out to Reality of Fitness for the $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. Haven't seen you in a minute. Where you been, man? Oh, you did 2 of them. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Long time no see. Tom Petty says, I myself have been perfecting my vegan cooking. Oh, Hyphy would like to hear that. You hear that, Hyphy? And baking while getting back into shape. I've been bringing dishes into bringing your dishes into work for coworkers. They can't believe it's vegan and told me they want. Oh, wow. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'll be going. I'll be going directly. Go that direction, Tom. You might have found your skill, man. Forget school. Do something that you love. See something. Fill up your time that's improving yourself. That's what I do. I do research how to better deliver these videos to you guys, even because I like doing lives. I really don't like doing pre-recorded videos. I like interacting with you guys. That's my thing, right? I'm working on how to improve delivery of this type of service to you guys while surviving myself too. But right now it's time to help people. You know what I'm saying? Queen of Self says people buying cars with tax returns. People are buying cars with stimulus checks. And when I say buy, I'm saying financing cars with stimulus checks. People are taking out payday loans against their stimulus checks. So when the stimulus checks come, that check goes to the payday loan people. Derek Ochoa says, I don't understand how the government is giving out all this money. Where are they getting this money from? I don't know. It's kind of fishy here. They get it from the Federal Reserve. It doesn't, hey, Derek, it doesn't exist. When you say, where are they getting all this money? That's because in your mind, you think it's physical money. It's not, it doesn't exist. They just punch some numbers in it. Don't believe, like when you hear these, hey man, $2 trillion stimulus bill, don't think they're printing out $2 trillion. Don't think that they're not printing out $2 trillion in paper. There's somebody pops open a laptop and say, what'd the president say? 22 trillion. Okay. 2 comma 0 0. How many zeros is that? Okay. Oh, that's too many. Okay. Backspace. Got that's over $1 trillion. Okay. All right. Enter. That's what happens. Tom Petty says, LJ, the new mobile homes are called tiny homes. No, not those. No. I myself have been looking into them. No, not those, not the tiny homes. No, this is called God, it's a new name. Modular homes. I think it's modular. Definitely not tiny. Not tiny for sure. Gabriel says, I should wait for December to spend my $4,000 on a car, right? I would wait. This is what I keep saying, Gabriel. Wait to at least wait till the summertime. Don't buy a car till the summer, okay? Wait till the summertime. Something big is going to happen in the summertime. I don't know what it is, but just wait to that point. Darkman says, LJ, I believe you're talking about the modular homes. Okay, yeah. Modular home. No, man, I ain't talking. Hey, Darkman, I don't know what you into. I'm talking about the modular homes, okay? Which are similar to mobile homes, but much sturdier. Okay, I'm talking about the modular homes, all right? Darkman, I don't know what you into, man. Fix your autocorrect. The Scout, what's up, Ken? LJ, hey, I'm in the house. Great to be here. Been about a week and added intermediate fasting as part of my lifestyle, using 16-8, 16 fast, 8 hours eating. And that's what I forgot to mention, you guys, okay? Right now, I stop eating at 8 p.m. and I don't start eating till 12 p.m. the next day. So that's 16 hours. So because I don't get up in the middle of the night and go eat. I just never been like that person. So 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, I don't eat. And this is why. I figure since we have to be unconscious for our body needs to do something pretty important that we need to be totally unconscious. If I don't eat, my system has all its energy not worried about processing food, doing whatever it needs to do. And I guarantee you, it's got to be part of a strong immune system. It's got to be. It's got to be, right? Because the immune system is pretty important. I don't want to take away any energy my body needs in the middle of the night to do its work, whatever it's doing. Because like I said, I figure if it needs me to be unconscious, it's doing something important. Okay. Herbert Walker says, LJ, do you think I can purchase a retirement home for $180,000 in 2021? I don't need something big. I don't even think it's going to cost you that much, because right now you're naming value prices. Only people that finance homes worry about value prices. Okay. When you have cash, you're going to get a tax lien. You're going to get a foreclosure. Don't worry about housing values now. Don't even worry about housing values when it crashes. Okay. When it crashes, don't even worry. Get a tax lien, get a foreclosure. You're going to have your pick in any state. So this is what I would think. Herbert, start thinking about where you want to live right now. Start thinking about where you want to live. Get online, check out the home prices, whatever. It's really not going to matter. But just you check out the home prices now, you'll know where the nice neighborhoods. Like if you've never been where you're going, go online, look around, look at the home prices. That'll tell you which neighborhoods are nice, right? Because once it crashes, it's going to be hard for you to tell which neighborhoods are nice from a map, right? But right now you can say, oh, that's $1 million home. That's 800,000. That area must be nice. That's what you're going to choose, okay? So just wait. Gabriel says, I've been 3 days fasting water. I feel amazing. Well, and when you say 3 days fasting water, Gabriel, you talking about you haven't ate in 3 days? Is that what you're saying? Shout out to Michael Rambo for the $5 super chat, sir. The Scout, I second that for sure. Oh man, this thing is skipping all the way down. Okay, let's see. Hello, where are we going? Oh, it jumped. Okay, gotcha. Cosmic says, in a few years, Tampa could be an option. Lots of jobless down there. Yeah, job losses down there for sure. Shout out Mike Rambo for the $2 super chat, sir. I always appreciate your support, Mike. Much so. Let's see. Shout out to Ken for the Scout $5 super chat. The great value should always be compensated. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, man. Let's see. Jared says, LJ, if you were starting a business with someone and they stated that they had the cash to invest, but you knew they still had other debts, would you still do business if they had their share of the money? If we're starting a business with someone and they stated that they had the cash, I would still ask to see their personal credit report. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't really care how much money they had. I would want to see their personal credit report, because if I'm about to legally tie myself to somebody based on some money, I want to see how they are with their personal money. This is how I look at a person's personal credit report. This is how I translate it. How is the business of themselves? How is the business of their personal finances? Because if they are a mess, they're not gonna treat they're not going to treat a business finances better than their personal finances. So you better believe they're going to treat that even worse. So as long as I see the business of themselves first, I would agree. I would say, okay, cool, I'll do business with you. Okay, you want to put your money in, blah, 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 get lawyers or whatever, right? But unless I see the business of themselves, I don't care how much money they're offering. The reality of fitness says, I am no longer a moderator. Hey, man, I didn't know where you went. I have to do a review. I was like, man, the reality, I hadn't seen you in a while, so I just thought you vanished. I have to do a review on those moderators, man. If you're saying you back, hey, I have no problem putting you back in there. Oops, where we at? Queen of the South says, I eat between noon and 7 p.m. Ooh, wow. Sure, you got an hour less on me. I think Queen's trying to outshine me now. Is that a challenge? No, I'm just joking. Shout out to Reality Fitness $5 super chat. I wish you all God's many blessings, peaceful productivity, and infinite wisdom. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Herbert Walker for the $10 super chat donation to the LJ Church of Finance. Oh, who else was saying that church stuff? What was Reigning Woman? Reigning Woman was saying that church stuff too. That's funny. LJ Church of Finance. That's funny. I like that. I like that one. I do. Wow, he said I haven't ate 3 days, and you feel good. Your stomach's not hurting, and all that other stuff that we think might happen. You got the super chat popping today. They are right. Thank you, Nicer. You're right, and I appreciate you guys all. Really, I really do, man. I really do. Exactly, huh? Nice. I splurge with super chats to support always, wherever I go. And I appreciate that, Reality Fitness. I do, man. Always. Especially in times like this, you guys, I really appreciate it, because am I making a ton of money right now? No. Right now it's more about helping people. I know that's coming, because right now, this is what I'm thinking, so you guys can understand. And the reason why I have this luxury to do this and not really trip on that, because I'm not in debt. I have the option to see that right now, the more people I help, the more people trust me. So when the economy comes around, people are going to remember who they trusted in a bad time. In a time like this, which is going to be the worst one ever, this century is never going to be this. I mean, it still hasn't happened yet. I'm just saying it's going to be really big. But what I'm saying, it's not going to be another one like it within our lifetime. It's not going to be. Damn, that's crazy. It's never going to be another one like this, man. I think, had I not listened to the universe, man, I would not have been prepared for this. I would not have been prepared for this at all. Oh, this thing is all kind of. I'm fine, real. No worries. I'm fine. So. Right share done right says 3-day fast, one big meal in the middle. 3-day fast, one big meal in the middle. Okay, everybody does everything different. Okay. Scout says, LJ, first time I fasted went 36 hours. I think I could have went longer, but didn't want to push it. How did it feel going that long fasting? I mean, do you get energy? I've never gone that long without eating. I've never done that. Queen of South says, LJ, you won the competition. In healthcare, I seek I see sick people every day. It inspires me to be healthy. Yeah, I bet. I bet it does. You see, I mean, you see it directly on the lines too, man, because we see stuff on TV, and I'm sure there's stuff you see that they clearly don't show on TV. Mm. She said, LJ, you won. Herbert Walker says, I'm challenging everyone to support LJ's channel. This information he provides is golden. Thank you, Herbert. I appreciate you. This channel is going to grow more and more. I know it is. It's about right now. If you're making money, I congratulate you. Okay. I really do. I'm not knocking anybody doing good. Like homeboy with his detail business. Congratulations. No hating over here. But for me, in my profession, it's about helping people right now. I gotta earn more and more trust. So when they come out of this, or when people land how they land after this whole economy, and then they see and hear the things I'm saying, they're gonna come back and say, man, what's your price, LJ? Because I know once I hand you this money, I know I'm going to get exactly what I'm paying for. Because you guys don't even like I have a mechanic right here that works on my truck, right? I know when I drop my truck off and I get the receipt, and when I come to pick it up and I have to pay this bill, I know my truck is going to be done right. I don't have to go and look. I don't have to double check and ask questions. I say, did you do this? Yes. Okay, cool. And I drive away. This is how people are going to treat me. What's your price, LJ? Here's the money. Why? Because they know they're going to get exactly what they asked for of me. No cheating, no scamming. You're going to get what you're going to get, and you're going to be successful as long as you follow it, period. It's personalized plans. Personalized. Everybody's financial situation is different. I make each individual person their own plan. This is your plan. This is why it's your plan. And if you follow this plan, this is the result. You'll be financially free, and pandemics, epidemics, that will never affect you again in this way that will cause fear. It won't cause you fear. It'll affect you, but it won't cause fear. You just be like, okay, what are they doing? Oh, okay, they're doing that. Okay, I'll do this. Reality Fitness says, I have 3 jobs, sir, but I can't leave for good. I am the first American to ever break the Guinness World Record for thumb. I remember hearing about that. I remember that, Reality Fitness. I remember that. Congratulations on that, man. 3 jobs. Woof. Woo. That's a lot of jobs, man. The Scout says, it's okay. It was okay. I just drank water and green tea. Okay. Queen of South says, LJ, LJ, you are making sense. You are my new reality TV. You make us think and stop wasting time. You know what it is, Queen? This is what I want. Never forget the time in your life is the most valuable thing on earth. And the only reason why I'm able to say this to you, Queen, right now is the time I know that I had to quit my job. No, I had to get out of debt first. I couldn't quit my job if I had not got out of debt. So I got out of debt. Now, I didn't know this was going to happen like this. I didn't know, right? Once I got out of debt, I realized, wow, I'm stacking my money, stacking. Once you get out of debt, you'll realize how fast your money's stacking. That's number one. You'll be like, oh my God, that's stacked so fast. And then after it's stacking, and then you go to work, you'll be like, man, why am I here? This is the natural process. If you don't love your job, okay? If you don't love it, right? I started to go to my job, and I started to feel like I was wasting my time here. Because this is what I started thinking. I was like, okay, what is this job doing to improve me? What is this job doing that's helping others? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why this came to my brain, but this is how it came to me. I was like, what is it doing to improve me? What is it doing to help other people? It wasn't doing anything. It almost got to the point to where the job was getting in the way of what I was supposed to be doing, but I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. It's the weirdest feeling. So something got me up and said, hey, stand up. I remember walking to the window and said, hey man, it's time to leave right now. That's exactly how it said it to me too. Now it's not a voice. It's not something you say, hey, that voice sounds like a man or a woman. No, it doesn't. It's not a voice, but you know it's saying it. I know it was saying something to me. And it said, the time is to leave right now. The reason why it sounds so stressed back then, because of what's happening right now. Had I not listened to the voice back then, I wouldn't have been prepared for right now. You have to be prepared for what's happening in the economy right now. This is not like there. I don't even know, how do you prepare for something that you don't even know is coming? I didn't know this was coming. I'm not saying I knew the coronavirus was going to come and kill people. I'm just saying I was prepared for this moment. And I've helped many people along the way. How I knew this was my passion. I always tell people how you know when something's your passion, because when a total stranger comes to you and says, hey, you've changed my life, that's how I knew. That's how I knew I was on the right track. And I just started, over the time, I started realizing things, things come to you, you start saying, wow, the time of day really doesn't matter. I don't care if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all the days are the same. They're just names on days, the time. I only need to look at the clock when I need to use it for an appointment, right? But other than that, I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care if I'm staying up late past 2, 3. It doesn't matter, because time doesn't matter to me anymore. What else was it? I started realizing when I quit my job, it was the most, even though I had money in the bank and I had no debt, I was still terrified in quitting my job. I was still terrified. And I had no reason to be terrified. Once I quit my job, and I was like, oh man, okay, that's why I had to quit my job, because I had to feel like, I had to understand what it felt like to actually own the time in my life. No matter what job it is, no matter how much the job is paying you, right? It doesn't even matter how much the job is paying you. You just got to understand this. Whatever that job is paying you to be there, they own that 40 hours a week. I don't care if it's 30, 40, 50, 20, they still own it for that price. The thought of, and honestly, right now, the thought of having a job, that is my absolute last resort, is to get a job. That's my last resort. I have companies calling me back to back, ringing me, hey, I heard you do this, you do that. I'm like, yeah. And what I've been putting them on, I say 200,000. I just say some ridiculous number. I just say some outlandish salary. How much you looking for? 200,000. Because I really don't want the job. And I'm just seeing if somebody's going to say yes. Maybe somebody will say, yeah, I don't know. We got the Guinness World Record holder in the house. We sure do. I got to give my woman, and see how we're gonna I'm gonna have her help me do this this log of my journey, so you guys can see the transition yourself, see where I started. Any other questions? Hello, Talisha Black. I'm 30 and I'm tired of giving my years in life away towards someone else's dream. That's how it starts. Once you start getting tired of it, right? You start getting tired like that. That's when you know it's time for change. And all you need is a plan. And you're 30 right now. I could change your life forever, forever. And I can prove it to you. I create a plan for you. If I knew what I knew today at 30, oh man. I think back when I was 30, I was in debt. Student loan debt, car loan debt, credit card debt. Didn't know what the percentage rates on my car loans, didn't know the percentage rate on my credit cards. What else? I could have been free. 30 right now, Talisha, with you waking up right now, That's a sign, okay? You're tired of this and you know something's wrong, but you can't put your finger on it because everybody around you is doing the exact same thing you're doing with your finances and you can't figure it out. You just say everybody just got different credit scores, but everybody's in the same boat. Yeah, everybody because credit scores mean nothing. It means how much debt you're in. That's what matters. How much debt are you in? That's what matters. Had I known that at 30, I would have said, stop financing cars. Yeah. Stop. Oh man, relationships, everything. But that's another story. But right now is the time. Okay. I can help you out of debt right now. I can give you a plan. I can give you a plan, a personalized plan to help you out of debt and make sure this situation never happens to you again. Shout out to Quentin for the Cash App donation. Thank you, sir. Quentin Cameron. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. What's up, AJ? Hello. How you doing? And I welcome you, Talisha. Thank you. I hope you subscribe and hope you like the channel. But I can tell by the way you're saying that I'm tired of living life that way. Yeah, I remember saying that in my 30s, but I didn't know how to get out of it. I thought going to school and getting a better job, so going deeper in debt to get college loans to get a better job so I can get a better job to pay back my stuff just makes no sense. But I almost fell for it. I almost went back for my master's. I remember I still have my student loans from my bachelor's degree. Yeah, my bachelor's degree. And then I remember I could go back to school and I don't have to pay on my student loans while I'm in school. You start rationalizing the plan that's already laid out because that's exactly why they pause. That's exactly why they pause the student loan payments while you're in school. So you believe that it's okay. You'll have more money since you won't have to make the payments till after the school is. It's just the craziest thing, but that's just all part of the plan to make you believe that you're saving money, but you're not. You're just digging yourself deeper in debt, promised with nothing. They're not promising you, if you go get a master's, they are not promising you that you're going to get a better job, a better paying job. They're not promising you any of that. You just got to believe it, I guess. Shout out to Reality of Fitness for the $5 super chat. True indeed, sir. But I am still excited to be able to serve various chiropractic patients and fitness clients while still giving back to the community. You say you serve them. How do you serve them? How do you serve them, Reality Fitness? I'm curious. I mean, and if you love what you do, I'm not saying not do it, okay? But I'm just curious. Tom Petty says, gosh, I've missed these lives. They truly inspire me to do more and appreciate life while living to the fullest. Man, stay out of debt. You can live life on your own terms. Like right now, this time for me, the only reason why this, and I had to think about this too. The only reason why this time is it doesn't make me nervous, but it's like uncomfortable because I've never fully put faith in myself and my abilities. Like I've always had a job, right? To offset some of that scariness, I guess. I don't know, right? But I've never been here with my full faith in myself, in the universe, which is myself, full faith in myself, because I have no other choice. Many people right now don't realize they have the opportunity right now to believe 100% in themselves, because everything that has kept them busy, instead of focusing on themselves, has been removed, right? The majority of people are protesting, we got to get out of the house, we got to get out of lockdown, we got to do this. And instead they can stop and say, wait a minute. This is the only time in years where I have no place to go that I'm required to go. There's no place I have to be because I can't. I can actually be in my house right now and just be to myself. That's all they have to do right now. They have the opportunity, because this opportunity is not coming back ever again. It's never. The majority of people are looking at this time all wrong. They're looking at it all wrong. They're not looking at it as, hey, wait a minute. I don't have to do nothing, not even work. Job can, and all you think back, like right now, think back into the old normal. Okay, think back into the old normal. When you would ask somebody, hey man, what you been up to? What is the normal response? Oh man, just working, just putting in that overtime, just work, 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 work. That's all people talk about. Work, 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 work. Now a lot of people can't even use that excuse anymore. Hey, what have you been doing? Oh, I'm bored. What do you mean bored? You got that hour, you got all those hours back. What are you going to do with them? Nothing? Hy-Vee says, if you all want to stay in contact with LJ and everyone else in the SMD Savings Minus Debt community, join the Discord server. A few of us professionals in there help with any questions you may have. He is correct. Get in there. Everybody from all aspects, join the Discord server, please. Here's the link here. I put another link in the description. Thank you, Nicer. Reality Fitness says, thank you both kindly. I have been approved by Guinness to break another one. Once this quarantine situation is over, I shall go live once again. You know what? Reality Fitness, they're gonna probably have you break the record from home, have a camera on you for all those hours, right? And you can just do it right from home now. Talisha Black says, thank you so much. I'm so ready to get started. Reach out to me anytime. Right there is my my website. If you want to email me, here's my email. Please don't forget to hit that like button. You guys new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. What time is it? 6:06. I got 2 hours. 2 hours to eat. You are very welcome, Talisha Black. Welcome to the S&D family. I hope you stay. Hope you subscribe and join us here, and not only here, but in the Discord server where we do a lot of chats. Thanks to Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee set up this whole room. Sometimes we do live chats to where we can just go on with not live chats, but more voice chats. Instead of just texting, you can do a lot of commenting and adding different rooms for different things, different channels in there for different things. And sometimes we do live voice group chats. Any other questions? Any other questions? Don't be afraid. Don't be nervous. This is the judge-free zone here. Nobody will ever tease you. Nobody will ever make you feel bad for making a financial mistake, doing something financially wrong. There's always a way out of it. I also teach you how to remove your feelings from your money. Because when you add, for example, let me give you an example so you guys can understand. When I hear people talk about money, this is how I hear them. Like if they add their feelings into money, when they do that, this is what I hear. If somebody said to you, hey, I don't like that 1 + 1 = 2. I'm really angry about 1 + 1 = 2. That really makes me upset that 1 + 1 = 2. Now, when I say that, doesn't that sound like you're probably thinking in your mind, why are you even saying a feeling associated with that? Because that's what millions of people do now. They add the feelings to their money. Oh, I got a raise. I feel like I deserve a new car. I got a new job. I feel like I need a new house. I feel like I need a bigger house, right? And then when somebody says that, I just go, does your bank account feel the same way you do? Because that's what's going to count. If your bank account feels exactly the same way you do. No, it doesn't. So it doesn't matter how you feel about a new car, how you feel about a new house. It doesn't matter because your bank account doesn't feel the same way. See how that works? Reality Fitness says it is a blessing to see people who are in great. It is a blessing to see people who were in great pain for years receive relief. Okay, from our chiropractic care. That's awesome, man. I bet you that is. One little pop or crack, you'd be like, oh yeah. Whoo. Reality Fitness says it is also a blessing to assist people with their health and fitness needs. Both are natural as God designed. Yes, I agree. I'm just I'm just wondering how your business is working with the social distancing. That's what I'm curious. Reality Fitness. How are you assisting people with social distancing in place? How does that work? Tom Petty says you spoke earlier about posting on your other channel about getting into shape. Have you set a time frame of how long you'll be on that journey for? No, I don't really set time frames on stuff like that, Tom. I just do it. And the people's response will tell me if I'm gonna keep doing it or not. That's all. You don't like when you do your cooking thing, your veg, just listen to what people are asking you. Like when something's good, some people can see when you're doing something from passion or from money. It's totally different. When you're doing it for money, people can see and feel that. When you're doing it for passion, people can see and feel that. Let the people tell you. So when I do this, I've never done it this way before. I've been doing workout videos for the longest, right? I've been doing a lot of video. If you go to my old channel, let me see. If you go to the back videos if you go to the very back of these videos that I make right here, I still got a lot of old workout videos in there. And then I have my other channel, which I'm going to be posting this on. Let me see, 1 second. All right, 1 second here. There we go. All right, there you go. And that's where I'm going to post my workout stuff, what I'm going to do in the house and stuff like that. Queen of South says, life is teaching. LF is teaching. We pay thousands of dollars to universities and colleges. Now what? What is, oh, LJ is, okay. LJ is teaching. We pay thousands of dollars to universities and colleges, but now what? Exactly. Now what? Now what? Reality of Fitness says, we are fine down here, brother. We choose faith over fear. Okay. I'm not, hey, now don't get me wrong, Reality Fitness. I understand. I choose faith over fear too. I do. But I'm also a realist, right? If it's real, it's real. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how I feel about it, but I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking what you're doing. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I know it's real, but I don't think it's as bad as they making it seem. Oh, I got a bump. That's got to be bad. No. Look like a mosquito bite or something. Damn, you got me good too. Got me real good. Woo. Rideshare Done Right says, you got a plan. Sounds like you're just winging it. Passion is cool, but you got to get paid. I'm not sure who he's talking to. Who are you talking to, Rideshare? Not sure who Rideshare is talking to. You know, Rideshare, I think people probably misunderstand rideshare. Misunderstand rideshare, and I get what he's saying. I think it's just how he delivers the message. I think how he delivers the message is it's probably more harsher than to people that really don't understand what he's saying. Maybe, I don't know, but when I read stuff like that, just because rideshare says, hey, you got to have a plan, sounds like you're just winging it. Passion is cool, but that's just what he's saying. That's how he feels. what he's saying has nothing to do with me. I want you guys to understand how I look at things. What he's saying is a feeling. It can only be a feeling because I know me, he knows him. So whatever he's saying, he has to either be he's expressing how he's feeling towards me, and that's okay. Okay, cool. You feel like that, but that has absolutely nothing to do with me. That's not what I think or what I'm doing. See what I'm saying? So you can't, when you hear people say things like that to you, unless they know you, it can only be an opinion. It can only be a feeling. It cannot be true or something. You know, you got to make sure you listen. Just listen to what people say. Oh, okay, that's how you feel. Oh, okay, because you really don't know what to say to something like that. If somebody said that, if like he's saying that to me, I really don't know what. Oh, okay, well, that's what you think. Okay, whatever. You know, you are also nicer. Rideshare says if you're not going to get paid, you might as well just have hobbies. Oh, okay, Rideshare. All right. Okay. I mean, is this expression feeling day? I mean, it's cool. I mean, express how you feel. So if you're in that situation and if you're not making money, I guess it's a hobby for you. Okay. So, okay, cool. That kind of stuff makes me when I know you guys don't really understand when you come out of debt, you look at life differently. You listen to people with, like, for example, when you get out of debt and you find your passion, right? You don't say things like that to other people that are doing their passion. Just because you think it has something to do with money, that's just how you feel. So when people say things like that, you got to just think to yourself that, well, that's just how they feel. It doesn't matter how they feel. You see what I'm saying? So just try not to. I don't think he's saying nothing mean or angry. He's expressing his feelings. King of Gaming. Hey, y'all, what's going on? Herbert Walker, rideshare is a straight shooter like myself. It's nothing personal. I don't take anything. Rideshare is personally. I don't. It doesn't. And it's not just people like it's anybody like rideshare. I don't really care what they think. I mean, I care how they feel. All right, cool. You feel that way. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it doesn't go any further. So you just gotta. You can't let. Because the bigger you grow, say like you started your passion, right? The bigger you grow, you're going to have more people like that saying things like that. Hey, you should do this. Don't do that. And then you got to go, what are you doing? Oh, you're talking to me. You're spending time on me instead of you? You know, you got to think like that. Look at Mike. We love you, rideshare. I don't see what he's saying, right? Sure, I'm not being personal. Feelings on my side. I'm just speaking of what I see you say. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel, right? Sure. I don't think you're saying anything. No personal, no feelings, but it's just you're just saying how you feel. I get it. I'm telling you, man. I totally get it. You're expressing how you feel. Got it. Queen of the South says LJ is a different type of grown man. Other people's opinions do not define him. No, they don't. And everybody in this room, you got to understand, you are an individual. You can do whatever you want to do. Nobody defines you. Nobody. You say, because a lot of people, can you imagine how many people hesitate when hearing, because you think, people think when you go out and do something, you got to immediately start making money. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So if somebody calls it a hobby or this, it doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter. Is it your passion? Cool. The money will come. I promise you. That's why it's called currency. First, you earn people's trust. Once you earn their trust, then the money comes naturally. It just flows. You don't chase money. It comes to you. You draw it to you, right? So it does. If it's your passion, you do what you want to do. The more you grow, the more people will say things like that. And it doesn't matter, whatever. As long as he's not being rude, he's not being disrespectful, he's just saying, hey, LJ, this is the way I feel by what you told me. Okay, cool. The scout says, LJ, me, I'm laughing right now because I am feeling you as far as what is said toward yourself personally. When you're focused towards the end resort, you don't have time to be concerned. Exactly. You don't have time to be concerned with that kind of stuff. I know it's weird if you've never been in that position to be, a lot of people will think, oh man, you're just joking, man. You really are. No, I'm not. I'm okay. Well, that's how you feel. Hey, it's like when people in the debt matrix, hey man, you're 30, you should have a house, you should have kids, you should be here, you should have that, you should have this much of money, this amount of money. If you're doing that, you're not making this amount of money. It's a hobby. Who says it's a hobby because it makes this amount of money? Who says that? You got to, when somebody says that to you, says, what amount of money is considered a hobby? No money, $5, $20? What if I'm making $100? Oh, so in order for it to not be a hobby, I got to be making $50,000. It doesn't. That number doesn't exist. It only exists to you. See what I'm saying? That's how it works. You never listen to anybody's limitations. They're talking about their own limitations, not your limitations. They can't be talking about your limitations because they don't know what your limitations are. Only you do. That's how it works. Beauty Jock, hello. It's been a while since I've been able to catch a live. Glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too. We're 2 hours and 20 minutes in it. Gabriel says, why does LJ look like Frozone? Okay, I don't know what that is. What is that, a character? What's Frozone? What's that? You know you're 19, I'm 50, Gabriel, so you got to tell me what Frozone is. I don't know what that is. Right now, my job is this, to empower yourself. Empower yourself by shutting out everybody's opinions. They don't matter. Don't get on Facebook arguing about you get on Facebook, somebody will put an opinion post, and then everybody under that opinion will give their own opinion, and then the thread will go on forever about people's opinions. It doesn't matter what their opinion is. Get out of that kind of stuff. Practice on yourself by not getting yourself involved in opinionated subjects on social media. Don't do it. You'll get sucked in. Raisha says, if it does exist, if you're not turning a profit in business, the IRS considers it a hobby. Okay. Thanks, Rideshare. I know all that. I'm just wondering why you're saying it. Why are you telling? I guess like this. You're really telling me about your feelings. So tell me this. Why are you telling me that? LJ, the scout says, LJ, you need to stop preaching today. I can't help it, man. I want, and these are, and I like Rideshare asking me these questions because I want to answer them to you guys so you guys can understand how I think, because Rideshare is one of many people that say things like that to me. So I like to express it back so I can help people understand how I think, because I really am trying to comprehend why he's expressing his feelings to me. So I really want to understand why he's telling me this stuff. And then I just go, okay, yeah, I know what the IRS guidelines are. What that has nothing to do with me. Nothing. Sharif says, LJ, do you believe in mentorship? I do. I think with mentorship, like with financial mentorship, it's when you're in debt, you really don't know how to look. It's very difficult to look for the right type of mentorship in someone, right? When you don't know about money. When you don't know about money, it's very difficult to find it. You don't know what to look for, right? And I'm saying like this, if you're young and especially if you're young, your credit report looks a certain way. If you log in and you barely got any information on there, right? Your credit report is going to look a certain way. You want it to look that way for the rest of your life. And anybody you do business with, you want their credit report to look exactly the same way as yours. Okay? Meaning they're not in debt. Okay? Don't go by their credit score. Okay? Shout out to Michael Rambo, Rideshare. Can we see your credit report? I mean, if it was time to do business with a person like that, I would, yeah, of course, anybody, not just Rideshare. I got to see your credit report. Got to. Herbert Walker says, Rideshare, relax. What a person does with their time is their business. Exactly. But see, Herbert, as long as you know that, the best way I can describe it is once you know once you know yourself, the obvious answer, you answer yourself with the obvious answer. Just like you said, what a person does with their time is their own business, right? Well, if you know that ahead of time, you will know the response to that question, so you don't have to get in a disagreement with them. Well, if somebody says that, you go, well, whatever I do in my time is my business. And you don't even have to say that out loud. You just say that to yourself, and then you just leave it alone. You see what I'm saying? Scout says, LJ, no, I'm clowning, but seriously, you off the hook in a good way. Hey, man, when it comes to me, man, I want you guys to feel my world. This is why I know this business is going to be super successful, because I'm keeping it real with you guys so you guys can understand that I don't allow anything in my peace. I had to earn this peace. There was no instruction manual to get here. I know when you get in a business, you think these certain steps is going to get you to success. There's a piece that you're missing, because when you listen to different people on what determines success, you'll be confused. You don't know what to look. Oh, they got a Cadillac and car. Okay, I guess this means that. This means if you don't make this amount of money, you're considered nobody, and this is a hobby. You're not really doing it. Says who? You? Oh, you said that. Oh, okay. Well, that's what you believe. That's what you believe, I guess. Oh, the IRS said that. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the IRS says that. I don't know. Whatever. Reality Fitness says, it was good seeing you all, S&D family, again, but I just stopping through to support Brother Linnell. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you, Reality Fitness, for your $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Long time no see, though, man. Staying busy. I say, okay, stay busy. I'm happy you still got your job, man. Sharif says, I once had a mentor, and he tried to get me to finance a car and a house and get married. See what I'm saying? Now, if I came across, because you got to remember, once you're debt free, people in debt can't see you, but you can see them. All right. So say like I was looking for a financial mentor, right? And I came across a mentor that suggested that. The first question I'm gonna ask him is to see his personal credit report, so I can see why you're telling me to do that. Because finance a car, house, get married, that says get in debt, and then you'll be happy. Well, I don't want to get in debt. I don't want to get in debt. Let me see your personal credit report. Oh, you're in debt, so you want me to be like you. Oh, gotcha. No, I'm not going into debt for you. No. Gabriel says, have you ever been called a con artist, LJ? No, never. No, that's never. I've never been called that. The one thing I love about this business, Gabriel, check it out. I can never be called a con artist, ever. Why? Because my math will always be right. I will prove it with mathematics and make them answer yes. Remember that one dude that was on when I had Denzel on here? Remember when I had Denzel on here? And that one dude, one of his customers came on and was trying to argue me with about something, and I made him say the numbers. I made him say it. He didn't want to say it. You could feel in every thread of his body that he didn't want to say I was right, but he had to. You know what made him say I was right? Mathematics. Mathematics is one of the rare sciences that is exact. Math is always right. It's never wrong. You remember that? That dude, I was saying, hey man, just say it. Say that I'm right. And then we'll continue this conversation. And he had to say it. That's why I can never be called a con artist, because even people that don't like me, don't like my channel, don't like what I'm doing, they know I'm always going to be right. Do you guys read the comments on my videos? I don't got trolls. I'll get a troll every now and then. We'll get a troll every now and then in here, not many. You got to come with some ammunition. You got to come in and say, you can't just come in here and say, oh, Liddell, you're wrong. And this, no, you got to prove it. You got to say, prove me wrong. And then check this out. If they come in here on my comments, whatever, and not agree with mathematics, everybody will see it in the comments. Everybody will see that my math is right and the other person is clearly wrong. They will expose themselves. Because there's people that they may not know much about finances, but everybody has a calculator. Everybody has a calculator on their phone. And if I just put the right numbers on the screen to punch in a calculator, they're all good. All the calculators of people that are watching is going to be the same. But if the person that's against me saying I'm wrong, everybody's going to look at them and say, no, LJ's right. His calculator, LJ's calculator matches my calculator. See what I'm saying? Never. I would never ruin. You guys see how many videos I've put out? You think I'm going to ruin my reputation? Trying to con people? Mm-mm. You think I'm going to do things that I'm really not doing? Just lie to them? Everything comes to light when you're lying about stuff. It'll come to light that you're lying. Plus, when you're debt free, it's a whole different language. You cannot fake what I'm telling you. You cannot fake, because if you've been in debt, you only speak debt. You have no idea the language of debt free even exists. I keep telling you guys that you come to this channel. Debt free is a whole different language that cannot be faked. Because if you're in debt, you don't even know it exists. Don't even know. When I say things like phantom income and stuff like that, it's only phantom to you if you're in debt. That's why they call it phantom income. It's phantom to those whom are in debt, not to me. I'm going to give you an example. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to give you an example of phantom income. Okay. It's going to be, say like this. Say like I had $2,000 cash in my hand, okay? And you have $50,000 in student loan debt, okay? I have no debt. I'm on the north side of zero. So say like somebody on the side of us, two of us are standing in front of each other, okay? I have no debt. You are $50,000 in debt. That means you're under zero. I'm at zero. You're under zero. You're negative $50,000 in debt, under zero. Somebody hands me $2,000. I now have $2,000 in my hand, cash. But if I hand that same cash to you and you grab it, 2,000 minus 50,000 is negative 48,000. That $2,000 is not even in your hand. It doesn't even exist. At that point, you have to say to yourself, am I going to believe mathematics or am I going to believe my lying eyes? Now you hand that 2,000 back to me, it turns back into $2,000. I hand it back to you, it's negative 48,000. That money doesn't exist. That's why it's phantom to you. That's called phantom. That's not the exact quote, but I want to show you guys what the version of phantom of what I'm talking about. You see how I did that? Is it true? Is 2,000 minus 50,000 negative 48,000? Then that's all that matters. Herbert Walker says a con artist being debt free and achieving financial independence is no con. It sure is. You can't. Hey, Herbert, you cannot fake this. This cannot be faked. If somebody was debt free and I wasn't, and I came in this room talking, they would be able to spot me from a mile away that I was faking, because I would say things only people in debt say. Herbert been debt free longer than me. He would know right away if I was lying. Right away, within like 5 minutes. Click, unsubscribe, see ya. Gabriel says that guy reminds me of the friend who had $30,000 for a car and still financing it. I know, you got to be, when you hear things like that, that's the first thing that pops in my mind. Let me see your credit report. Let me see your entire credit report. That's the first thing I want to say. Oh, you believe what? You believe it should be this? It should be that. You should be here. Let me see your personal credit report. It will tell me why a person says the things they say. I promise you. I promise you. A person's personal credit report will tell you, it will give you the exact reason of why they say the things they say. Hello, Dynasty. Greetings. Right here, done right says, so who's in a better position? Someone with little to no skills, no debt, and $2,000, or someone with $400,000 in student loan debt making $250,000 annually? Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this question, okay? I only answer questions like this mathematically, okay? No feelings, just mathematically. So I'm going to dissect this question so you guys can understand, okay? First, number one, the $250,000 annually has nothing to do with the equation. Absolutely nothing. So remove that from the statement. Remove it. It has nothing to do with the statement. Nothing. Okay? To someone with no skills, no debt, and $2,000. So according to mathematics, the person with no debt is $2,000 above zero. Above zero. Okay? So that person with no debt, no skills, is financially ahead of the person in $400,000 worth of student loan debt. So you take the zero and go down $400,000. $400,000. There is nothing in the world that I would allow myself to go $400,000 in debt for anything. Nothing. So according to mathematics, rideshare, the person with no skills and no debt is financially ahead of the person in $400,000 worth of debt. Economic classes don't even exist. Let's take the same scenario. A person making $250,000 believes they're probably upper middle class. They believe that because they believe classes exist. They don't even exist. If you're negative $400,000 in debt, you only belong to one class, and that's the debt class. This is not me saying this. I want you guys, if you guys are new to the room, this is not me saying this. I didn't invent mathematics. Math was here before I was born. It will be here. It will be here well after I'm dead. So the average person would see this question and see how it's structured. Oh my God, they think $250,000 salary means absolutely nothing when it comes to net worth. Nothing. That person with this scenario probably thinks is middle class. You're nothing. You're debt class. That's why I would say by the structure of these questions, rideshare, I would have to see your personal credit report. It would explain why you're writing stuff like this. It would explain why you're asking me that question. It explains everything. It really does. And again, it's nothing personal. If you asking me this question, that means you don't know something. Sharif says, LJ, do you think homeowners and landlords are going to get hit with this recession, or will they be bailed out by the government? Everybody's going to get hit. Everybody. And it counts on the individual. Everybody's going to get hit differently. It counts on if you're in debt, if you're not in debt. I mean, say it like this. Cosmic Wisdom she owns real estate. Is she going to get hit? Yes, she's going to get hit because that's the way the world demands it to be, right? But she's not going to get hit the same way a person in debt got hit. It's totally different. It's totally different. And I'm sure Cosmic can explain that better than I. Okay, she's already explaining. She's already on her job. Okay. Cherie, for landlords, it depends on the numbers when you bought it. Yeah, see what I'm saying? She's already explaining. That's exactly what I was saying. And some landlords will be impacted, some won't, and vary. See? And I didn't even see her. I didn't even see her answer. I answered it before I said it, and she already said it. Hey, from now on, when those real estate questions come up or property, whatever, I'm gonna let Cosmic answer because she's way ahead of me on that stuff. Now, see, now I want you to know something, Sharif. I'm not a real estate person. I don't know. And I answered the question. Notice how I answered the question damn near the same as Cosmic because it's a debt-free language. That's the difference. It's a debt-free language. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, she's gonna get hit, but not the same way. And then she just says it, but she says the same thing. Herbert Walker says, rideshare is doing the math of the average adult American. That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. And again, I'm not making this personal. Listen, that's what people in debt say. They say things like that. They say they make a high salary like that makes a difference when you're double that in debt. That makes no difference. When you're not in debt, listen, rideshare, when you're not in debt, you would never say a question like that. You would never ask a question like that. That type of question is telling me more about you. I would never ask anybody that type of question, never, because I would say, oh, you're $400,000 in debt. That person's not. They have $2,000. Yeah, according to mathematics, that means that person's financially ahead of that person. That's it. I'm not even doing anything fancy. Some landlords right now could apply for the SBA grants now if they needed a bailout. Yeah, they could. Herbert Walker says the average American is broke because of debt. Exactly. But hey, Herbert, in order for us to remain wealthy, the majority must continue to think that way. They must continue. And you know as well as I, for this whole economy to work, it runs on debt. The majority must believe that it works like that in order for us to remain wealthy. Brittany C says the interest on that student loan. Oh, I know, right? I wasn't even counting the student loan interest. I wasn't even counting the interest on that student loan. I was just saying the $400,000 student loan. That is, oh man, don't even get me on that. Darkman says, I had a friend that as a lawyer said to me that I need to pay for school out of pocket rather than get loans, put money in some kind of mutual fund and cash it out in 20 to 25 years. All I did was nod my head. Yeah, that's all. What did he say? I had a friend lawyer said, to not pay for school out of pocket, rather get loans. Put that money in. Oh yeah. Don't just nod your head. Just go, okay. Can I see your personal credit report? They'll say like this. Why? Because it'll tell me why you're giving me that information. Rideshare says, my cousin went $400,000 in debt at Johns Hopkins. He lived with his mother for 3 years. After his residency, he cleared it up once he started drawing his salary. Okay. That's exactly what he was supposed to do. That was perfect. I'm trying to figure out why you're telling me that. So he went. Let me read it over. My cousin went $400,000 in debt for school. He lived with his mom 3 years after residency, cleared it up. So he paid off his debt that he got. Okay, that's perfect. You got to pay off your debts. Okay. Rideshare says, I believe in high income over everything else. A high income mops debt up quickly once it's focused on out. That's true. That's true. But that has nothing to do with the comparison you told me. But maybe are you just making a statement? Because those two scenarios, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. He went $400,000 to do obviously some kind of medical degree, stay with his mama, didn't spend no money. That was perfect. Stay with your mama for 3 years, 3 years, pay off the debt. Cool. Now you're free. Cosmic Wisdom says, I won't be impacted much, Even if my tenant doesn't pay rent, I have a HUD voucher that I make my money on. Fortunately, my tenants has paid their rent for the next 2 months, and she is a nurse. Oh, yes, you are. You are very lucky, Cosmic. Very lucky. Queen of South says, LJ knows, show the credit report. Big mansions and several cars in the garage mean absolutely nothing. I don't care if somebody's a doctor. I don't care if they make $400,000 a year. I don't care. Let me see your personal credit report. Gabriel says, LJ, will you be kicking slaves on the end of the economy? No, you know what, Gabriel? I don't really, when I say slaves, I'm saying slaves to debt. Now, they're only a slave because they don't know. Slaves are slaves by choice, right? Slaves are slaves because they believe if they make a high salary, they're not in debt. It doesn't make sense. That's a choice. When math will clearly show that that's not true. It's like, hey, if you're $400,000 in debt, you're in debt. It doesn't mean anything. You're below zero, right? Rideshare Done Right says, it has everything to do with the statement I made. Okay. All right, Rideshare. I mean, I don't know what's your first statement, I just showed you what it meant. The second statement, the second and third statement, those are exactly right. That's exactly what he's supposed to do. That's exactly right. So you're telling me he went into debt, earned his money, and paid off his debt. So he paid back what he owed. That's exactly what everybody's supposed to do. I'm trying to figure out what hey, right here, I'm trying to figure out what you're asking me. Okay, let me see. Okay. Rideshare says, a person making more is in a better position than the person making less, period. That's where you step in, right? You take the person's money and focus it, but the funds must be there. A person making more is in a better position. Yes. Okay. That person than a person making less money. Yes, according to math, if somebody makes 100,000 and somebody makes 20,000, math says this person's is better. Yes, okay. That's where you step in. Okay, I'm not sure where I step in. Not sure there, but you take the person's money and focus it, but the funds must be there. I take the person's money and focus it, but the funds must be there. I'm not sure what your question. I'm not sure what you're asking me, right, Cher? I'm only looking at it mathematically. So if you could put up some numbers, put up the numbers, and then and kind of write it out with math. All right. Tell me what you're saying, but put in mathematics, and then I will take my calculator and then I will show you what you're trying to tell me. Okay. I will show you with my calculator what you're trying to tell me. Gibberish done right. All right, come on. Let's not enter our feelings here. Okay, let's not enter our feelings. I really want to understand what Rideshare is saying to me, because this is the safe zone. I want everybody to be comfortable here. I really do. Okay, but it's not gibberish. I want to understand what he's saying to me. Okay, and I want to translate it back. All right, Darkman Jeff says, the SMD family got me to the point that whenever I see a brand new car on the road, I just see $500 car payments and insurance premiums through the roof. Man, I hope you guys are paying attention to what these car dealerships are doing right now. They are throwing out amazing, unheard of deals. I mean, it sounds like a deal. 0%, 84-month financing, 6 months insurance delay, or 6-month payment deferment, and all this other stuff. Why do you think they're doing that? You know why they're doing it? They're not doing. I know it sounds like on the commercial, they're doing it because they care. No, they're doing it because they have to. They have to do it. They have to do it. They have no choice. They have to. They have to do it. Right now, you got to remember, everything is coming to a screeching halt. And they trying to get you to locked in. I remember I was watching that video that was posted in the Discord server. You guys want to go see it about a car dealership stuff? Go into the Discord server, right? They years ago they did a $4,500 program to where you can trade in any car and get $4,500 credit towards a new vehicle. You better believe something like that's going to come out. Something like that's coming out soon. That's gonna be coming out soon. 4,500, 50, give you $5,000 for your trade-in. So anything to get you guys to come in and get you locked in to a car payment. Because you got to remember, once you buy the car from the car lot, the bank cuts the car lot a check. So they're free of that car. Once you come in and get approved for the car, they're free of the car. They get a check from the bank and they're done with it. That's not their. So when people get tired of making car payments, they get mad and bring the car back to where they bought it from, not realizing that the dealership doesn't own that car anymore. The bank does. Don't fall for it. Cosmo says, I think rideshare is saying with a higher income for may possibly have more money to pay down debt, but you must focus on lowering monthly expenses as well. Of course, everything's combined. I'm just trying to, Cosmic, I'm trying to point out to him that a person's, of course, mathematically, the higher income a person makes, they can pay down debt faster. That answer is yes. Okay, that's mathematically true. All right, I'm not denying math. If you lower your expenses, that means that's less of your income going outwards. If you lower your expenses, less money going out means even more money towards debt. Yes. Okay. Even though he doesn't know that the first statement he made to me has nothing to do with the second and third he made to me. It has nothing to do with each other. He just told me something that his friend or cousin did. Okay. He got a loan. Yeah. He signed it. Yeah. That means he got to pay it back. Yeah. So he got an education. Yeah. Got a job. Yeah. Got income. Yep. Stayed with his mama to save money. Yeah. Paid off his debt. Yeah. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Exactly. Sharif says, bring rideshare on the panel. He doesn't have to show his face if he wants to. Anybody's welcome. Anybody's welcome. Anybody's welcome. Cosmic says, so even if you have a big income, if your monthly expenses are higher, you are no better off than someone making less income. Exactly, Cosmic. You're exactly right. That's why, if you're new to the channel, that's why income doesn't matter. This is what a lot of people in debt do. This is why it doesn't matter the amount of money you give somebody with a debt mentality. If you take somebody making $50,000, they are locked in their minds and they're in debt. Say like they're making $50,000 and they're in debt. So in their minds, they believe they can only afford this much in rent. They can afford this kind of car note. They can afford this many credit card payments. This is what people in debt believe, right? So then if you give that same person that has the debt mentality of $50,000, you give them $500,000. Guess what they're going to think? Now I can afford this much in mortgage payments. I can afford this much in car payments. I can afford this many credit card payments. That's what they do. Not realizing it's exactly the same. The line is really like this. It's not like this. I know when you see somebody make this much money and this much, you think the line goes like this. No. Once you add up their debts, they could be exactly like this, making two different amounts of money. They could be exactly on the same playing field. But usually the person that makes more money, they're usually way deeper in debt than the person that makes less money, because it's impossible for them. It's impossible for somebody making $50,000 to be in the same amount of debt as a person making $400,000. See what I'm saying? Gabriel says 84 months, 0% financing. You don't have to pay the first 4 months. Yeah, watch those commercials. Those are all day long. These are, hey, believe it or not, I know you guys, I don't want, this is what I'm saying. Don't try not to do that, okay? Because I want rideshare to be comfortable in asking me these questions because they're important. Because rideshare is not the only person that asks me those type of questions. I don't want you guys to think the questions he's asking me is new. It's just different variations. There's different. Some people put the salary first and then they say the debt last, or sometimes they put the debt first and then the salary at the end. The math never changes. The math will always be the same. It doesn't matter where you put the numbers. I personally don't care where you put the numbers. It will never change. The answer will always be the same. Derek Ochoa, I think rideshare might be trolling. I don't necessarily think that. I mean, I personally think he's respectful. I don't take it negatively. I want you guys to understand, if it's not disrespectful, and he just maybe want to ask a certain way, it's okay. It's cool. It's not like that. The Scout says, LJ, with all these car incentives, I'm thinking about purchasing a couple of new cars. What a deal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know you joking, Ken. I know for a fact that's a joke. Gabriel says, this channel is literally the Matrix. It sure is. Rideshare Done Right says, most poor people are the ones in credit trouble. What's poor to you, Rideshare? What do you consider poor? Because I want you to understand. I want you to understand something, okay? I really want you to listen to me. The statement you made is absolutely not true. That's absolutely not true. That's not true. Credit trouble has nothing to do with being poor, rich. It has nothing to do with that. The things you say, I'm telling you, Rideshare, and I'm just giving you an outside view. The things you say, only people in debt say. Only people in debt believe poor people are the only ones with bad credit. Only people in debt say things like that. Questions like that make me want to ask to see your personal credit report, all three of them. And by what you're saying to me, your credit report is going to tell me why you're saying things like that. And I'm not saying anything to be mean. I'm just trying to share something with you, because that's not true. One has nothing to do with the other. I know what the news says, but if you just do mathematics, you will clearly see that that's not true. That's not even close to being true. Derek Ochoa says, good thing my car got repossessed in early March. They still didn't sell my car at the auction. Too bad. Not for me. Right now, probably can't buy it back. Not bad. Not for. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Derek. Rideshare says, I told you my brother just went through chapter 7. Okay. That's good. Tell him I said congratulations. It's not a bad thing. That's a very good thing. Derek Ochoa says, I'm starting to see a lot of decent cars on Carroos and Craigslist. Might catch a good deal during the summer months while all these people are scrambling. Like Derek, I would suggest waiting till after the summer, because something big is going to happen by the summertime. I don't know. Cosmic, what are you thinking? What do you think is going to happen by the summertime? I would really like your opinion on it. What do you think is going to happen? I already gave you guys my opinion what I think is going to happen in the summer, but what's up, Dave Sincere? Rideshare Done Right says he quit his job at FedEx and Amazon and started doing rideshare. He wasn't making a lot, and the worse his finances got, the more debt he went into. That's how it works. Yes. He quit his job at FedEx and Amazon. He quit 2 jobs and started doing rideshare. He wasn't making a lot, and the worse his finances got, the more debt. And I'm sure, by what you're telling me, I'm sure he's in IRS trouble now too. Because rideshare, I'm sure you're 1099. So if he got into finance troubles, I guarantee you he wasn't paying his taxes. So not only is he in debt, he's probably in IRS trouble by what you're describing. Dave Sincere says, I've been watching the show on my TV. That's cool, man. How do I look on the big screen? Am I pixelated? How do I look? Rideshare Done Right says he only went deep into credit debt because of his low income. That Rideshare, if that's what he told you, that's not true. Okay, that's not true. Just because I have a low income, that doesn't mean I go in debt. Having low income doesn't mean you have to go in debt. That's not true either. Okay, that's not true. Gabriel says it's going to be full. It's going to be a full down lockdown because of the protesters. It sure is. Rideshare done right. He said he did. He was audited twice. How did I know that? See what I'm saying? I don't even know who you're talking about, Rideshare. How did I know he was going to be in tax trouble? Because it's obvious. If he quit 2 jobs and he was already in finance trouble, and then he got in worse finance trouble doing the rideshare thing, of course he wasn't paying his taxes. He's in finance trouble. I knew that for a fact. Most of you guys have no idea how many. If that was I don't even know if it's public knowledge, but if you could keep track of every Uber driver that's in IRS trouble, I guarantee you the percentage is high. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Guaranteed it's high. Cosmic Wisdom says, man, LJ, who knows? But I do feel something is going to pop off late summer, fall. I expect more layoffs and stock going back down. Residential real estate will be impacted starting in February. Yeah. Yeah, I say, yeah. I've been saying 2021 too, Cosmic, because I don't know what it is. Something big is going to happen. I don't care if it's a lockdown, maybe it's even the $2,000 a month thing. That's another big thing. If that happens, that's big too. Okay. If we get check this out. Let's take the lockdown out of the situation. If the $2,000 a month thing happens and they do the year, no mortgage, rent, whatever they're going to do, all that's going to do is prolong it. So if we get those two things, the money and the prolonged mortgage, rent, that's just going to stretch us out through 2020. Okay, that's just going to prolong it. Say, cool, we're going to be cool through the rest of the year. Okay, but come 2021. Damn, I'm trying to tongue tie myself. Come 2021, that money is going to stop. It has to be paid back. You see what I'm saying? And when I say pay back, I know you don't physically have to pay back the stimulus money. I don't say you physically have to pay back the $2,000 if it comes through. You're going to be paying it back in other ways. It's not free. None of it is free. None of it's free. Nicer says, I've worked entry-level jobs my whole life and I am not deep in debt. So you can throw that misconception out the window. It's a misconception. Total misconception. Just like he said, it got audited twice. How did I know he got audited? I don't even know him. Dave Sincere says, NBA teams are allowing teams to open practice facilities in May. It looks like they're trying to force the economy to jumpstart. I'm glad you brought that up, Dave, because this is how I feel about that, right? Any pro player that decides to go back and play while the coronavirus is still out there, they're in debt. Because a person with money would never risk their lives for money. I would never risk my life for money. And they're going to be playing with other players that don't care about the coronavirus either. That's who they're going to be playing with, other people that don't care about spreading it, giving it to their family, friends, mom, dad, uncle, whatever. I care. I care about my life. Do I know if it's true or not? I don't know. Either way, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to make sure I'm not part of the part. Maybe there is true. Maybe it's not. I have no idea. But I'm not going to be part of the percentage of people that die. I'm going to do my best not to be part of it. Rideshare done right says he got audited initially with 2 jobs. With the 2 jobs. I'm not surprised with that either. Because he was claiming his girlfriend and his kids. Yeah. He had to get married to rectify the situation. Then he went through the bankruptcy, aka the cheat code. Not sure what the cheat code has to do with bankruptcy. I'm not quite sure with that. Okay, cheat code in bankruptcy, rideshare. Only people in debt say, I got to keep telling you this, man, because this is for you. When I say things like this is for you. Bankruptcy, AKA the cheat code. Only people in debt say things like that. Okay, I want you to clearly understand that. Only people in debt mix bankruptcy, calling it a cheat code. What's a cheat code? Is it legal? Is it lawful? Then why is it there? You think it goes for cheaters? See, only people in debt say things like that. Don't say, I'm not going to tell you what to say and not to say. I'm just telling you what is. Only people in debt say things like that. Him getting audited with his 2 jobs, that doesn't surprise me either. People in debt believe taxes keep them down. They believe they're in debt because of taxes. That's what people in debt think. Because he was claiming his girlfriend and his kids. Maybe that would sound like it wasn't true. Why are you lying on your IRS? Why are you lying? He got married to rectify the situation. He got married? He got married to fix his debt problems? That kind of stuff makes no sense to me. That's people in debt do things like that. They just money. Cosmic Wisdom says one more thing: those people that took forbearance will not be able to get those finance new cars. Banks are putting notes on people's credit reports, which cause a 50 to 75% or point drop. Wow. You guys, I hope you guys listen to what Cosmic's saying. They're turning off the faucet. First it was wide open. Now the banks are going drip, 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 because they know 2021 is coming. 2021, 2022, 2023. This is going 5 years. And when I say 5 years, I'm talking about the residual from what's happening right now that hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started. Dave Sincere says, we will see true effect on real estate market once these forbearances are over. Yep. At least 5 to 6 months from now, at least. Cosmic says, other banks are not lending to people with those forbearance notes on their credit reports. You better believe they're doing that. Dave Sincere says, we will see true. Oh, I already said that. Okay. Oh, you did that twice. Okay, gotcha. Right Share Done Right says he calls it a cheat code. Oh, he does. Gotcha. He got to keep his car. Oh, he did a chapter 13. You don't get to. He got to keep his house, car, and get rid of debt. That's a cheat code. He didn't get a chapter 7. Okay, you don't get to keep stuff in a chapter 7. You get a chapter 7. You don't get to keep your house. You don't get to keep your car. He got a chapter 13. Chapter 13 is a business. It's for people in debt that want to keep the stuff that they want to illusionally, or is that a word? Believe they get to keep the stuff that they don't own. Okay, man, if you say so. All right. Okay. Well, I'm assuming that's what he told you. All right. Who knows? I don't know. Let's say Right Share Dumb Right says dumping your debt on the taxpayer that you made yourself is cheating, homie. No way around it. Okay. Well, I don't Right Share, that's how you feel. Okay, that's a feeling. If you feel this, you got to remember, Right Share, you got to stop mixing your feelings in with money. Because this is what I hear when you say your feelings about bankruptcy, right? You feel angry that 1 + 1 = 2. I'm mad that 5 + 5 = 10. That makes me sick. That makes me so angry. That's cheating. That's cheating. That 5 plus. Hey, you add up 10 ones. This is what it sounds like to me. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all those ones add up to 10. But if I go 5 + 5 = 10, that's cheating. That's cheating because the ones had to make a whole bunch of ones. And with fives, you only had to do 2 5s and you got to the 10. That's what it sounds like when you say things like that, right, Sherry? That doesn't make any sense. Does that sound like it's cheating? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 5 plus 5 equals 10. Well, I got to 10 faster because I only had to use 2 numbers. So that's cheating. That's what it sounds like when you say things like that. But hey, man, I'm just here to tell you. Okay, I'm just here to tell you. Gabriel says, so LJ, can you legally pay no taxes ever, right? Yes, you can legally never pay taxes again, ever. Legally. Remember that ad floating around there where Amazon made X amount of money and they didn't even pay taxes? People are like, oh my God, how come Amazon didn't pay taxes? Everybody pays taxes. That's illegal. They just don't pay they don't pay taxes the same way you do. Instead of stopping and thinking Amazon got this advantage because they're this big monster company that they don't somehow have to pay taxes. Yes, they do. They just don't pay the way you do. Scout says, LJ, did you see where the banks are cutting back on personal credit limits without notice? Yes, they can. They don't have to tell anybody anything. They don't have to tell anybody anything. And if you got a HELOC, home equity line of credit, they can cut your HELOC off any time they want. They can turn that faucet off anytime they want. If I could go back, hey, check it out. Check this out. If I could go back when I had a HELOC in 2008, when everything crashed, they cut off my HELOC. If I could go back to that time, I would have got the HELOC, and then I would have went to the bank and I said, I want it all in cash right now. I want it in cash. I would have took the whole HELOC in cash and left the bank. Dave Sincere says, people are noticing that these forbearances aren't what they thought. They're getting 30 to 60 day late notices reported to their credit report. They didn't read the small print in those agreements. People that need credit, they believe they're going to get something for free. They're not. Stop thinking you're going to get something for free. That's how they're making money off of you, because you keep thinking you're going to get something for free. This is what I suggest you do. If you have a house and after 1 month of being laid off your job, you need to put your loans in forbearance and all this other stuff, let the house go. You don't own it. If 1 month will break you and you can't make your mortgage payment after 1 month, you can't afford the house. You got to let it go. You don't own it. Just say, hey, man, sit back and think, do you even know the date of what year? Not even the date. What year will your house be paid off? If you don't know the year, you don't own the house. Okay. Rideshare Done Right says, what is passion? That's a feeling, right? That's a good question. And that's an easy one to answer. I'll tell you when you know what your passion is. When somebody comes to you, Rideshare, and says, hey, Rideshare, you've changed my life. That's how you know it's a passion. So if you've never heard that, you'll never know that. And the reason why I can say that, before I did my passion, never in my life somebody walked up to me, a total stranger, says, hey, LJ, you've changed my life. That has never happened, never accidentally happened, never. I hear it all the time now. That's how I know. That's the difference. That's the difference when you find your passion. People will tell you that. That's how you know it's your passion. Cosmic Wisdom says, FYI, there is a book about retiring tax-free called Power to Zero. Oh, okay. I don't like the insurance stuff in there. The other methods are good options. Okay, yeah. Legal ways to retire tax-free. Yeah. I like reading different stuff. I mean, when you read people's stuff, and I'm sure you're the same way, Cosmic. You read, get what you want. They're always going to say some stuff that you don't like. I mean, I'm sure people say, I don't like what LJ says, but his other stuff is good. I get it. I totally get it. Dave says people are going down fighting like the Titanic when the band was playing while the ship was sinking. Exactly. Right now, the band is playing. Every time they throw out money, that's the band playing. When that $2,000, like, you imagine the stimulus money comes out right now, still coming out right now. The band is playing. As soon as the money runs out, that means the ship is sinking and the band is, and then when the $2,000 come in, if it comes in, if they get the $2,000 a month thing, whatever, right? The band gets to play a little longer. But one day the band is going to have to stop playing because the ship is going to go underwater. Burrow, been there, done that. Okay. The Scout says, LJ, in the interview I was reading concerning the credit being cut back, they were reading the trends where persons would not be able to cover what they're using on credit. The purge has begun. Yeah. I'm sure they see all that right now. I'm sure credit card usage is going through the roof. It's got to be going through the roof. This is why they lowered the interest rate on refinancing the houses, so people will refinance their house. It's so easy to guide people in debt. They'll lower the interest rate on house refinancing, right? People lose their jobs. They'll refinance the house thinking, I'll pull out this money, and this money will get me through the recession until I get another job. This is how people in debt think, not realizing how long this is going to go. Now, if it's a line of credit, people don't understand how dangerous that is because they don't really realize the bank can cut off that line of credit anytime they wish. Again, if I could go back, I would go to the bank and get out my line of credit in cash. That way I know I always have it. You still have to pay it back regardless. You still have to pay it back. You still owe it. Don't get me wrong. But they can't take it. They can't just turn it off. Will they let you do that? I have no idea if they let you do that. I don't know. I don't know if they would do that. This has been a good session, man. We're going out 3 hours, almost 3.5 hours now. Oh man, this has been a good session. Let me throw this Cash App donation up there and so how you can find me. You guys can follow me on Facebook right there. You can share the channel a few ways. You can tell them to Google the hashtag SavingsMinusDebt. I will be the only one to come up in that search. Don't forget to hit the like button. Visit my website, scrolling at the bottom there. Please don't forget to subscribe. Okay. You can find me on Instagram right there. And if you're searching for me on YouTube, that's all you got to do. YouTube SavingsMinusDebt. In the search and you'll find me. So we're going 3 hours, 17 minutes. So what's up, Uber guy? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, let me go back to Ken's thing, man. I've been doing a lot of reading on this. I try not to get, this is what you guys got to understand too. If you're becoming debt free too, try not to let yourself get immersed in the reading all about the bad financial things people are going through, because it will consume you. Now, the only reason why I dive into that stuff is because I use that for material for this channel. So I dig in and say, okay, what are they saying here? Why are they saying that? Why are they doing that? Okay, cool. I don't immerse myself listening over and over to people suffering because of this economy. It will consume you and you will think the whole world is like that. No, that's only for people in debt. Okay. It's not everybody. It's the large majority, but it's not everybody. Okay. And when he says the purge has begun, the purge means All the financial fakers are about to be removed from the financial playing field, and the starting line is zero. When this is over, I'm telling you, when this is over, you want to be at zero. When this economy starts back up, and it will, you want to be at zero. I promise you. You do whatever it takes to get there. You need a plan. You need a plan. And I keep telling you, I'm trying to use this as an example, this experience with rideshare, right? When you're in debt, excuse me. When you're in debt, you say certain things a certain way, but you don't know that you're saying it that way because you're in debt. Because when you get out of debt, you would never say certain things a certain way. But if you don't know that, you don't know that. So you don't know who's around you listening to you when you say certain things, because you're really telling about yourself and you don't know that you're telling about yourself. Thank you, Nicer. Much appreciated. Appreciate all Nicer support. Always got my back. The Scout says, LJ, one of the benefits of being out of work is I can spend more time. SMD fam. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. As you guys can see, isn't it obvious this is my passion? 3.5 hours. I love this stuff. I love it. Gabriel says, do you really think there will be a purge though? Yeah, it's happening now, Gabriel. It's nothing to do with I think, not a maybe. It's a fact. There's a purge happening. There is a new economy being formed as we speak. Millions of people out of work. Listen, this is how it's going. This is what I see, Gabriel. Millions out of work because of the coronavirus. Businesses had to scramble to get people home to continue work, or else they were going to go out of business. So they had to scramble. They learned something really fast. They learned that they can have the same amount of people working at home. So now they don't even need a building. So they're going to save money from a building. They don't even need a building anymore, or a much smaller building, whatever, right? They make all the home people 1099s, meaning that they are now responsible for their own insurance, their own taxes, their own stuff. Now you're going to take people that have been working all their lives where their job was taking care of all their stuff with a W-2. Now they're switched over to a 1099. They already hated paying taxes as a W-2 person, right? They always hated, the tax man this, the taxes this, the tax IRS, tax. But they couldn't do anything about it as a W-2 worker because their taxes were already taken out automatically from their job. Now it's in their hand. The attitude didn't change. The debt mentality didn't change. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to carry that same mentality over to a 1099. And guess what? They're not going to pay their taxes because they already believe that as a W-2, they was broke because of taxes. Now they're not going to pay them. And they're going to think that this is how people in debt think. Oh, there's millions of people in the country. They're not going to come to little old me. There's people out there making 100,000, 200,000. They're going to go after the big fish and blockety blah. Whatever you concoct in your imaginary head, you're just imagining what you're saying. Millions of people think like that. What you're saying, millions. The IRS gets plenty of practice of people cheating the system in various different ways. People in debt have a pattern. They don't know they have a pattern. They just do it, right? So they just do it. They get practice of millions of people breaking the IRS rules and laws. They get practice. You get out of debt and you follow the rules. You don't have to know them yourself. You can pick a professional that understands how to do the rules. How do you pick that person? Whoever's in the tax business, you ask to see their personal credit report first. If they're not in debt, they understand the tax system. If they're in debt, they don't. You don't pick a tax person that has 20-year-old student loans. They're missing a major piece of the tax code. They're missing a major piece. If they have a 20-year-old student loan and they're doing your taxes, they're missing a whole something. They don't know they're missing it. That's how you pick the right tax person. Uber guy says, quarantine is helping me manage my money. I bet you it is, man. A whole different, like what you're learning right now, Uber guy, you can't unlearn it. You're not going to say, all right, cool, the recession's over. I'm going to go back into debt and I'm going to go back to mismanaging my money. It's in you now. It's never going to change. Congratulations. Dave Sincere says, credit companies are cracking down. I applied for an Amex Gold card last week. My credit score is in the 810s. I got approved, but my spending power is significantly lower than my other cards. Yeah, you better believe it. And you better believe, Dave, they only approved you because they saw that you didn't have any debt. If you had debt, you wasn't getting anything. Well, a certain amount of debt, let's say that. The Scout says, LJ, I use that info for motivation, to be honest. No disrespect to anyone. What information are you talking about, Scout? Let me see. Oh, no, I don't think anything you're saying is disrespectful. No, not at all, man. Oh, that's a different one. Cosmic Wisdom says, there is a financial purge going on right now, indeed. See, I want you guys to listen. Listen to this. It's going on right now. Now, Gabriel, the reason why you don't see it is because you're 19. Okay? That's why you don't see the financial purge. But all you got to do is pay attention. Pay attention to your family. Pay attention to your friends. Pay attention to your friend. Listen to your friends the way they hear about their parents. Their parents should be talking to them about, oh my God, this and that. Nah. You'll hear it. All you got to do is pay attention. Yellow J or J Holly. What up, LJ and the S&D family? Sorry, my OCD just had me watching How to Prosper. 2 vids back. Okay. But saw you were live and wanted to check in. Thank you for joining us. All right, man. We're getting okay. We got to cut this off in 5 minutes. I got 30 minutes to eat. I didn't even realize that. Okay. So we're going to cut this off in about 5 minutes. I got to eat because I got to cut off eating by 8 o'clock. All right. The Scout says, LJ, concerning the articles and info I share and find throughout the week, just going to confirm it. Notice. Oh, LJ, concerning the articles and info I share. Okay. I got to look in there. I think, are you talking about inside the Discord server? All right, you guys, we're going to cut this off. We got 4 minutes till I got to eat. I'm getting hungry. And if I don't eat, there's no way I'm not eating after 8. So I got to do that right now. All right, you guys. Thank you, everybody. Scout, Cosmic, Dave, Yellow J, Uber Guy, Gabriel, Rideshare Done Right, Cosmic Wisdom, Dave Sincere. I know I said Gabriel, but I'm going to say it again. And everybody in the room, thank you for joining. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Got a couple more things in there real quick. I think I did. I think I forgot what you're saying, Ken. I got to go back and read. I do apologize for that. I must have forgot. I'm getting hungry. That's what it is, Ken. I know something's wrong with my focus because I'm getting hungry. So I do apologize for that. Okay, we'll catch up. Thank you, Cosmic. Yellow J. You guys stay safe. Talk to you later, Ken. You guys have a good one. All right, see you later.